Avast, ahoy, and g'day once again, ye mateys. I be Josh the Pirate, and it brings me a frisson of excitement to welcome you once again to the Humblewood. To me screen right, I have me hearty crew, the dauntless Big Viking Mitch, the delightful AJ Winters, the dapper D-Rab, and the darling Rachel Fukar. Let you all introduce yourselves here, boys and girls. Mitch, take it away.
Hello, everybody. I'm Big Viking Mitch. I am a player here in the Humblewood setting and will be DMing at some point in time on the Roll for Damage channel. When that time comes, y'all will know.
What?
But until then, I'm Nevermore, son of Lazarus, and tonight I was answering some questions on Instagram. So if you have the Instagram, whatever that may be, you can go and find some questions that I was asked by you wonderful plebs. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mitch. Let's hear from Rachel.
Hello, my name's Rachel Fukar, and I play Trish Caper, the Mapatch Rogue. And I also have a podcast called A Beginner's Guide to the Occult, which is a lot of fun, and you should listen to it.
Yes, you should. And then we have the lovely AJ Winters.
Hello, I'm AJ Winters, and tonight I will be just a little fun. I break the sound barrier every time I do that. I'm very excited for tonight. And if you want to stay up to date with all the things I am currently doing, you can find me on Instagram and on Roll for Damage in 4 days for my Academy show. So excited.
Amazing.
So much hype.
And Mr. Dan, Mr. D-Rab.
Hi guys, I am Dan, not that big on social media, but I am D-Rab in Twitch chat and also on the Roll for Damage Discord. We should come out, say hello, check out all the VODs and watch all the things, follow all these lovely people, and just
Definitely.
watching, lurking, always.
Yes. Professional lurker. Very well, and I am Josh the Pirate. You can find me on the Eberron game over on Game On Australia on Friday nights, where I play the I don't know, what's a good word to describe Melchizedek? Crafty? Yeah, let's go with that. Crafty Melchizedek. And you can also find me on the podcast There Be Dragons at tbdragonscast.com or therebedragonscast.com. I always muddle that up. We are a 5th edition gunpowder style D&D game where I play Scared Feldspar as a fearsome pirate. So that is us, and that we are going to beginning. We have today behind the scenes the Vegemite Dangerous, the dashing Vegemite Dangerous. We also need to do a shout out to our damn fine artist Brepai and the deck of many who are sponsoring this show, as well as Node 1 Internet, who sponsor the whole channel. They do cool stuff. You should check them out. So we need a bit of a recap, guys, because last week was heavy duty, and I believe it is Trish's turn.
Dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jude. Yes, lots happened last week. So after meeting with the council, we argued for far longer than we should have about where to eat. We could have gone to the Golden Horn and embarrassed Nevermore in front of some fancy people, but we decided that wouldn't be very fun, so we went to the Blade and Talon instead. At the Blade and Talon, Jude had a tasting board of tea. I had a lot of mashed potatoes, and everybody else ate something, I assume. Then Jude delighted the patrons of the Blade and Talon with an incredible ocarina performance that everybody loved.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It was delightful.
Actually did.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic. Everybody loved it.
Mm-hmm. Or
Yes,
knew
for
well
sure.
enough not to say otherwise.
Everybody loved it.
Cheer for the heavily armed woman.
After that, we retired to our rooms. Nevermore rambled about wanting a spa day. Jude used my big fluffy tail as a pillow, and we all went to sleep.
Oh, so cute.
But we didn't sleep for very long because I was woken up by the sound of a city-wide alarm. And the others, who I have to assume were just very susceptible to the effects of chamomile tea, did not wake up, so I had to knock on their doors and get them out of bed. And we ran
Peasants!
It was beautiful.
Oh, it's
Then
been
we
a
ran
big
out.
night. Oh.
Too much chamomile tea.
Never again.
Raving too hard to Jude's ocarina. So then we ran outside to find a massive group of about 200 bandits attacking some wagons just outside the city gates. And we aided the perch guard in fighting them off by shooting arrows and spells at the top of their heads. And it went pretty well.
Yeah.
So after shooting at their heads for a while, the main group of bandits started to retreat, but we spotted a smaller group raiding a watchtower just off to the side. So we went to fight them. Jude got her first kill by throwing a javelin through someone's eye, which is pretty metal.
Brutal.
But then just as the fight was getting started, Helvig gets mysteriously tank, almost as if some outside force had affected him. It's almost as if, for example, the generous donations of mysterious strangers imbibed with him with protective abilities hitherto unknown. It was incredible, for example. So after that, we continue to fight. I got knocked out and then instantly revived by Silver the Hedgehog. Jude also got knocked out and revived by Pacifist Wolverine, but not before he body slammed a map hatch with his quills and absolutely pulverized him.
Pacifist Wolverine.
Silver the Hedgehog, the pacifist Wolverine. Yes.
Yes.
Noting that one.
Oh joy.
We killed all but one bandit who then surrendered, terrified, naturally.
And Jude sung to him.
Yes, Jude comforted him with song, and he was very confused but comforted, I think. And after that, the perch guard rocked up and declared their intention to pursue the bandits. Among them was an old friend of Nevermore's father named Riffin, who I do not trust as far as I could throw him, and I could probably throw him quite far. He is tiny. So that prompted me to let Nevermore know some of Lazarus's reputation among the bandits. He is supposedly brutal, merciless. He casts spells first and asks questions later and does not take "I surrender" for an answer. So apprehensive to trust anyone who chooses to roll with that guy. And in light of this information, we have not yet decided whether we're going to go with this mob or do something else.
Sure. That is accurate and true. Yeah, really good recap. Good job, Trish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go back to trauma now.
All right. I also need to remind our charming, attractive, and just downright awesome audience to like, follow, and subscribe. All the things. We have our YouTube. We have the socials. You can check us out on the Twitter, the Instagram. Check out the Instagram today for Nevermore's interviews. You can learn some deep questions from, get answers to some deep questions. Answers to some deep questions about the character that aren't necessarily in the show so far. I do need to clarify. So there's been a rules clarification regarding the harrowing incident of last week, where Helvig became metal as fuck. The trick was the card was drawn that basically gave him a +10 to his AC, but all of his armor breaks and falls off. The original interpretation of that was that he would gain a +10 to his AC because he doesn't have armor. The trick is his quills are armor. The intention behind it is that he would gain, his armor would be reduced to what everybody's bulk standard would be, and then improved by 10. Bulk standard in the game would be a base 10 plus your dex. So his AC would have been 12 without his quills. We are then adding 10 to it because his quills are now metal. Therefore, Helvig's AC is 22. However, we really liked the scary improvement So we figure we keep the fact that if he uses his curl up ability, which would normally give him an AC of 19 and therefore is completely redundant now, it now gives him an AC of 29. But whilst curled up, he can basically do nothing. So we figured that's fair. It's still pretty badass, an AC of 22 for a warlock. That he can eventually learn shield and stuff to improve.
I cannot.
Oh, can't you?
I'm not Hexblade.
Ah, yet. Well,
Yet.
The ball of
That's
steel.
patch 1.1 Helvig.
Yeah. So there you are. That is the ruling on the rules. Helvig's base AC is 22, and he can improve that by getting better decks.
Ball of steel.
Which is still fucking insane, particularly as most enemies in the Humblewood don't have a to hit modifier of much more than +4. So I'm still going to be needing to roll a 17, 18 on the dice to hit him. So
I'm an abomination. I'm made of metal.
Only your quills. The rest of you is still squishy and covered in soft gaps. Don't worry. It's all good.
Okay.
Right, mateys. Well, may our quills be shiny and chrome and our Harrow bars be comparatively empty as we venture once more into the Humblewood. So, you helped fight the bandits off, who were attacking Aldaheart's northern gate. It was a little after midnight. It is rather a little after midnight. You were all varying degrees of badly hurt, except for Helvig, who is basically immune to damage, but he is quite tired, one assumes.
I am very tired, yes.
And the worst of all, several people, including an old adventuring buddy of Lazarus, Riffin the Ash Knight, seems pretty dead set on taking the fight to the bandits, and they are very much under the impression that you'll be going with. What do? You are surrounded by corpses, burning carts, and a group of not really an army, more of an angry mob. They are led by a military officer named Claire, who is a member of the Perch Guard. She is a captain in the Perch Guard, and she has. I'll remind you what she said. She said, "This cannot be allowed to continue," the captain shouted, swinging up onto a nearby branch to make herself visible to everybody. "The bandits strike at our home, at our livelihood, and at our dignity as citizens of the wood. Well, I say no more. The time has come for us to stop this menace once and for all. Who's with me?" So that was the rousing speech she gave about 3-4 minutes ago. Riffin then said, "Oh, great, you guys will come too." I know, because he knows Nevermore. And that's basically where we left. So what are you going to do?
Everybody, well, what were you about to say, Helvig?
No, you go, Nevermore.
I'm just finding this to be an incredibly difficult situation that I'm personally in, because I know if I don't go, then Riffin will probably tell my father that I was not interested in hunting bandits. But I don't really want to hunt bandits, so...
But, okay, what if we could, like, what Trish said before, that, if we're the one dealing with the bandits, then we can save some, no, probably not all of them, if we, like, split up from the main group or something, right? And you still get to look like you're helping out, and
this group seems determined to go either way, and if we go with them, we can at least hold them accountable. If they do anything that we don't think is right, we can make sure things go a bit better if we're there. I hope so.
I think we can.
What if we go ahead of them and we lie and say that we are going to find out secretly if they have more plans, and then we help both sides? I don't know. Jude is spitballing. Jude has no clue.
I'm also not very good at lying myself.
Jude is very good liar.
Oh, very believable, Jude. Very believable. Look, I think you guys are all correct. We should probably head with them. more so to ensure that nothing horrible happens to these people who might have just been trying to get a little bit of food.
Do you think they were hungry?
Can I get a... Oh, this will be probably a straight-up intelligence check, Nevermore.
Oh, straight up.
First roll of the night.
Coming straight out of Compton. Oop, pressed the wrong button.
Straight out of Meadoween.
All right.
13. Yeah, Nevermore, this was a carefully organized military-style raid.
Okay.
They weren't just hungry. This was a military activity orchestrated by a disciplined group of the pulling back from the gate was a fairly disciplined exercise. Retreating under fire in good order is not something anybody can do.
They didn't break. They kind of
retreated.
Retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I still think we should go. We should go.
I agree with Nevermore.
Wait, do we go with them or do we go by ourselves?
You see at this point, Riffin comes back over, Nevermore, and he says, while we're all just having a wee break, lad, I just wanted to ask you, have you seen your dad?
I haven't seen my father since before I was sent off on my final vacation. And never ended up making it home and met this bunch here. Shipwrecked on an island and all that. Why? Why do you ask?
Oh, I'm looking for him. See, I was in Ash Barrow. Would have been a week ago when the fires came. And your dad was the one who pulled me out.
Really?
I heard you lads had, and lasses, of course, had brought the message that of what had happened to the town, to the council. Good job with that.
I had no idea that my father was so involved in what happened in Ash Barrow.
Well, he wasn't involved really. We were just passing through. But the fact that he pulled me, I was caught in he was stopping to visit me. I live in Ash Barrow. My whole family's from there.
Ah, of course, Ash Knight.
Yeah. Your dad was just passing through. He's the one who pulled me out. Basically carries me over to Aldaheart, puts me up in an inn, and then 2 days ago now, he up and disappears. Haven't seen him since. I hoped you'd seen him.
No, it's weird that he disappeared just before I show up, but I mean, not that he knew that I was coming or anything. It would have been nice to potentially see him, but I mean, you've probably spent more time with my father than I have. He was out adventuring. Is it like him to disappear like that?
He's always been a mysterious one, your dad. He's just normally he would say he would normally say something about it, but yeah, if you haven't seen him, that's all right. He's probably fine. I just wanted to say thank you. I was pretty out of it when he left. Got my wits about me now, though.
I'll pass that on to my father if I do cross paths with him.
Aye.
It sounds like he's out and about, so that may occur. Look, we've just been discussing what we're going to be doing. What's the plan of attack here? Is everybody just running out into the trees like mad people with their pitchforks and they're just going to die? Or because that was a pretty coordinated attack. I don't think they're going to be...
Yeah, Claire! And he sort of gestures to the captain, who I believe is a raptor, over. Yes. And she comes over and says... Riffin. Nevermore, was it?
Nevermore, yes, son of Lazarus.
Yeah.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And Riffin says, the lad's got a question regarding our tactics. I think it's probably a good idea to answer it, actually. Have you given it some thought? And she says, I don't think we should just be rushing off out there. Everybody's pretty fired up for good reasons, but Yeah, no, we shouldn't just be rushing on in. I'm going to deploy some scouts to lead the way, but most of them are. But most of my good scouts are members of the guard. It'd probably be best if if you gentlemen, if you people have any particular skills in that regard.
Yes, we do.
Yes. Well, this one here, Jude Littlefoot, is actually the daughter of an incredible tactician, I understand.
Jude Potato Sack.
Jude Potato Sack is actually the daughter of quite a renowned tactician, son of a What?
Jude Potato Sack has no family that we know of, but is incredibly smart. That we've learned through our travels. Fantastic tactician. We'd all be dead without her.
Okay. This is only going to happen because you did this in roleplay.
Yeah, of course.
Can I get a deception check from Trish?
Okay.
Oh no.
Because Claire is clearly confused. She's like, I mean, cool.
It's been a long.
Weird.
Hello, I am very good at stealthing and stabbing, and I know tactics for tracking and scalping.
Brilliant.
And I can see in the dark, and I'm stealthy as well. So between the two of us, pretty stealthy pair.
And
Cool.
I'm Nevermore.
That is true as well. All right. Well, then, tell you what. I've got enough scouts for about half of the frontage we're wanting to cover. If you guys can cover the left flank, that'd be great.
Gladly.
We'll deploy. I'll lead my scouts on the right flank. Riffin can bring the main body of the troops behind us, and he'll keep them in good order. And Riffin nods to her and says, "Right, you are, lass. We'll be probably. What do you reckon's a good distance? Half a mile, something like that." And she nods.
Claire, you will be handling any prisoners with, appropriate manners, right? When this is not going to be a catch and kill or anything.
Anyone who surrenders. We don't.
Right.
Anybody who's fighting, fair game. But
That's
anybody
understandable.
who's
I cannot argue with that.
good. But no, I wouldn't condone the dead set murder of surrendered soldiers.
Can I make an insight
Like,
on
do I believe
Riffin to see what Riffin's reaction is to me saying that?
Sure.
I'm curious whether or not.
Yeah, you can do that.
Not particularly insightful.
It does look like he's wearing his emotions on his sleeve though. It does look rather that he seems a bit surprised. He's like, huh. He's like, but he does say, that's a good point, lad. We're going to want to try them. Get as much information as we can out of them. Good idea.
Anyway, yes, you guess you point us in the direction. We'll go do our thing.
Very well. Well, you don't need to be pointed. They went that way. Out of the northern gate, they headed basically due north.
All right.
Let's go due north.
Just going to go.
Yeah, so it's probably been about 5 minutes. You can have a short rest before you set off.
I would like
Wonderful.
to have one.
I would also like a short rest.
Yeah.
Sure. You are welcome to roll hit dice and recover any
hang on, I did that
skills that you recover after a short rest. I don't know if
Spells
lay on hands is
back.
I think lay on hands is a long rest thing.
Let's see.
Sweet.
Hit dice. Did you
Well
click the short
done.
rest thing?
No. I don't
No,
know.
she did hers
I just rolled hit dice. I don't know.
on. Yeah.
Oh, Trish.
7. Wonderful.
If you
You
needed any
11.
hit dice, hit points, you've just regained 11.
Glorious. That's exactly the amount I needed.
Boom. So you've still got one more for later.
What's the lighting situation like this evening? Full moon? Are we able to move without too much trouble?
It's not full moon, but it's definitely it's a bright night. Currently, you are there are lanterns and sort of torches up on the walls of the city. The whole so normally, obviously, this is not an industrialized society. There is not a huge amount of light pollution. However, Aldaheart is this huge canopy above you. So functionally does block out an awful lot of the ambient light coming down from the sky. It does, however, replace it with a decent amount of ambient light of its own, because it's a huge city. And it sort of like standing under a very bright night sky. You couldn't read, but you can certainly not trip over rocks and stones and things like that.
That's all I need to know for sure.
That's while you're underneath the canopy of Aldaheart. However, when you get out into the deeper wood, it depends on basically the thickness of the foliage. You might want to be sticking close to Trish when you actually get out there. Yeah.
Oh, that was another one of my father's rules, actually. It's not the thickness of the foliage, it's how you use it.
Is it just me, or is it very bright out here as I just look around?
No,
You're bright, you're shining.
I do not see very much, actually.
You're literally reflecting light, Helvig, right now.
Whereas Helvig,
off your back.
you notice that you can actually read the insignia on one of the perch guard walking past. Your eyesight is good enough to pick out what it says on their badge.
Yeah, like it says. I say what it says.
It
They're
says
like little motto.
Yeah,
Latin motto.
it says to serve and protect. It's in Humblefolk. It's in common functionally, and it says to serve and protect.
Yeah, see that badge says. I can read that.
Did you pick up night vision when you picked up whatever's going on back here?
I mean, I couldn't see in the dark before. Is this what it's like?
Trish, can you make me a perception check? The other two wouldn't necessarily because it's quite dark.
Rolling bad tonight.
Roll eyes.
Yeah, you don't see it. It's to notice one specific thing, and you didn't roll high enough. Sorry.
Damn.
All right, off into the trees we go. Have we got
Cool.
enough supplies? Sorry,
Hello.
what was that, Jude?
Can I get in your backpack?
Of course, yes.
I do not have
if you have to be in my backpack, fine, of course. That's how we're doing it, right? Isn't it, Jude?
What?
I have to pretend like I don't care.
Why? Why do you have to pretend that you don't care?
Do you not care?
I kind of don't care. It's kind of nice having you close to me, that's all.
So
In
you
a
do I
totally
care.
in a totally non-sexual way. Helvig,
Do I believe him? All of that. All of the whole statement.
Please, all right. The insight.
I'm watching you with my 10.
Same
You
thing,
are
too.
confused as hell.
That's not what I was.
It sounds out of place for
It's
Nevermore.
like that's not what I was
to
thinking
say
about.
something like that. Yeah.
Nevermore.
You definitely don't think it's in a sexual way.
No. Oh Lord, no.
You definitely do not get the vibe that Nevermore is interested in
Can we
Jude
just
in anything other than a backpack situation.
Jude, just get in the bag, please.
Jude is very confused, but okay.
In you go.
We're
It's
all
like-
confused.
I think Nevermore is extremely confused. I love that the person with a
I'm in
strength of
s-
like 18 is being carried by this person with the strength of 8.
Yes. Honestly, right now I'm in kind of a state of flux. I'm all over the place. A lot of things have happened in the last few minutes, and I'm not exactly in the best headspace.
Yeah, a lot of things have
Yeah.
happened in the last few minutes, for
Yeah.
sure.
Jude
Yes,
someone.
you did. How do you feel about that, Jude?
So I'm saying at this point you are walking.
We're walking.
ahead,
We're walking. Yeah.
Walking
Yeah.
and talking.
while
Especially
having
not-
this conversation, but I'm all over this conversation continuing.
Well, Jude's mom died, and it sort of feels a little like that here. But it
Didn't
was
kill your mother, did you?
Not intentionally. No.
Oh.
Did she die while having you?
Oh.
Jude, you didn't kill your mother. That wasn't you. And the person you killed tonight, you did it to save other people.
Yeah. Jude is a hero, like Gaspard. Jude
Yeah.
dips and stuff, but also it still hurts a little bit. So Jude's very confused. Jude's going to eat the muffin now.
Yes. Eat a
That's a good
muffin,
idea.
Jude. And as for the hurt that comes with killing somebody, there's somebody in this party that I'm sure you can talk to about that and feeling uncomfortable about death. Isn't that right, Helvig?
Yeah.
Say something
Yeah.
positive and comforting, Helvig. To Jude, say it now, please.
There is this really cool Gerbine that told me a story about how fighting things you're scared of and killing things with your friends is really fun. And I don't particularly know what it's about, but they said it to me in a comforting manner, so I'm trying to see if it helps you at all.
Oh, that was 1 out of 10, Helvig. You've got to try harder than that. Seriously.
Can I climb on your backpack to give you the hug?
Oh, God. I'll just lay down on my stomach, why won't I? I literally do that. I just lay down on my stomach with Jude on my back. Go on, Helvig. Hurry up. It's not going to happen again.
I climb. Not at all, because he's lying down.
Yeah.
I go to give you the hug, and while we're in a hug, I say, "What?
Hurry
You're
up!
still dealing with?" I picked you up.
Yeah. Fine.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Oh, jeez.
You're
Helvig
quite
is
muddy.
hungry,
You're
Jude.
quite muddy, nevermore.
Yeah, I pick you up into the hug, like
That's
hug. It's really hard. I'm personally still dealing with all of that stuff, but it's scary, and it's painful, and I don't know how other people do it, but sometimes that's just how it has to be,
Jude
fighting for what we believe in.
believes in good. Jude believes in Gaspard and saving people. But if the bandits are also trying to save people and are hungry, Jude did some bad things when Jude was very hungry, when Jude was younger, and but it just I remember Mama, and I don't want to be like my brothers.
Then I hold Jude up out so we can look at each other and say, but you're your own person, and you're not like your brothers. You're better than them. You're here. I wish I was as brave as you are, as you trek your own journey to find yourself, and you're so cool, even though you're so small, and I just hope to see you shine again.
Well,
I
we
put you
can.
down.
Jude, can you roll me a perception check while he is making eye contact with you and holding you?
Deception.
Perception, please.
Oh. Yep.
I'm a demon.
Dude is just crying.
Yeah, Jude is not. Yeah, there is very obviously something in her eyes that prevent her from, so it's like someone's put fluid in her eye, and it's almost impossible for her to see because of it. Creepy map edges. All right,
but I'm with you all the way, and
Helvig,
yeah.
I think that Gaspard brought me to you, and that you and I will make our journey together, whatever that is. And I'm okay with stabbing and killing people if it means that we are making the world a better place.
Okay.
Hey, Trish.
Yes.
When we get back to Aldaheart, do you think we should have a spa day?
I think we've earned it, to be honest.
I agree.
I'd like to.
I tried to explain it to to Helvig, but Helvig didn't seem interested, and I got a little bit upset. Told him to get the fuck out of my room.
I've never had a spa day, but I like new experiences.
Let's try it. We'll try it when we get back to town. Okay.
Dude,
But first we have to kill some bandits, or not kill them.
I helped Jude to get back on the backpack as I wiped my tears away.
Stop wiggling! There we go.
Okay, Trish, I'm gonna say that you're probably the tracker. Can I get a survival check, please?
Survival
from you?
check.
Yeah,
Can I help? Because I
Yes,
can
you
see
may.
the dark now.
that's lucky. And he said it before. You roll it, so the 18 is what you get.
Nice, good.
That's great. That 9. Oh my God, 9s.
Oh, you missed the footprints over there.
Thanks,
And
thanks, Helvig.
yeah, it's not an overly complicated thing to do because the bandits were moving quite fast. They're pretty heavily laden as well. When they were running away, you did notice that. So catching them is not going to be, you don't think, that difficult. Nor is following their tracks. They're pretty. From the look of these tracks, these guys are overconfident. They're probably almost lazy. I have it on my notes that Trish, a survival check of 9 will determine all of that. Congratulations. So yeah, you proceed. Are you endeavoring to do this quietly?
Yes.
All right.
Sneak mode activate.
Sneak mode activated. So Jude won't be making one. However, Nevermore, you're at a -1 because you're carrying Jude, which is probably for the best anyway because Jude is at disadvantage. So this is better that you're doing it.
I do
okay.
in the backpack.
Helvig,
So-
you are getting a little bit. You are struggling a little bit to not make any noise as well because your quills do clatter a little bit when they walk. So you are at disadvantage for stealth at the moment. So
Yes,
can I
sir.
get stealth checks from Dan, Rach, and Mitch?
Disadvantage stealth time.
Well, wow. So
Oh,
a
wow.
13, a 23, and a 16. That's pretty darn good. Yeah, you are sneaky as sneaks.
If I have to, I put some dirt on my quills.
Oh, you can try and do that if you like.
I can prestidigitate them and probably muck them up so they don't shine as easily.
Oh,
Yeah, all right.
Oh, great.
Sure.
If you can do that.
I'm just gonna add like a tarnish to it slightly, just to kind of make it not shine as much. Yes.
Serum76 just said something very nice in chat about me. Extremely flattered. A young Jonathan Frakes. I'll take that. Thank you, Serum. Oh yeah, with the jacket as well.
Ah,
Yeah,
Star Wars reference.
It
Got
is. It's Star Wars reference. All right. Yeah.
The worst.
Rachel's just like tilted in the
How
background.
dare you?
So I've always considered myself quite a big nerd. Rach puts me to shame. They have a statue of Magneto in their living room.
Yes.
It's pretty epic if you enjoy. It's like a museum to nerd stuff. Their house is incredible. Okay, you stealth up super good. The way I do stealth is I add all the scores together and then call it a sort of composite. Your average is about 20. It was about 19, 18. So that's pretty darn good, more than sufficient. I would say you come across after about an hour. You are noticing, Trish, that the tracks you're following are becoming muddled, as it seems like all of the disparate groups of bandits that had spread out into the forest are actually coming back together again. Into a cluster. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. They are reassembling as a force. You traveled probably about 2-3 miles, and you can make out in the distance through the trees. The tree cover is quite thick. You're not on a main pathway. You are very much picking your way between through the foliage and underbrush, and you can make out ahead of you a series of campfires. There is even it's a stockade. So these are all, you can see 3 independent campfires. All of them are up against a low ridgeline. The ridgeline is probably about 50 feet high. And the stockade is built out in front of the individual campfires. There are several small groups. It seems that the army has, well, the force that you're pursuing has reconstituted itself and then settled down for the night. But this is very clearly a pre-prepared position. So they've done a little bit of fortifying here, which indicates, a lot of preparedness and a lot of, prior planning is the trick. You can see every individual encampment has a guard tower, a watch tower, and it looks like most of them are staffed by Mapatch. It's not a we're being mean to the Mapatch thing. Mapatch can see in the dark. Wow, the average quill count of a hedgehog is between 5,000 and 7,000. So it's like a quillion of them. Yeah, interesting. Thanks, Ro. What do you do?
Trish, you're clearly more stealthy than us, and what you said, there's Mapatch on the towers. Is that what you could see?
What do you see, dude? What do you see?
Maybe it could be worth Trish going forward and doing a little bit of reconnaissance.
What does that
Good
mean?
idea.
You can do that. So Trish, what is the intent? Are you going to do that?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, but what should I go up and pretend to still be a bandit and ask them questions?
You want
Seems
Jude
really
to come with?
dangerous.
Sorry, Helvig?
Jude,
I said it was really dangerous. What did you say, Jude?
Do you want Jude to also come with as a bandit?
I appreciate the offer, but I think it's more convincing if I'm by myself.
smart.
Also, Trish, and you probably figured this out, Jude does not look like a bandit.
You're too cute to be a bandit, sorry.
It's the armor more than anything else. You don't see an awful lot of heavily armored bandits.
Jude could take off the armor. Jude has a hood and like a scarf, and Jude could put dirt on her face and make it look like Jude.
Well, how about this? You can start doing that stuff. We'll start getting you prepared to look like a bandit while Trish heads off just to do a little bit of early scouting, advanced scouting.
Besides, I need you to watch my back, Jude, because I'll go in And if it looks like they're not convinced by my lies, I'm gonna need you guys to help.
Well,
Come
do
in
you-
instead. Yes.
Do you need to go in though? I think it would almost pay. It would almost pay to just do a little bit of a walk around, a stealth around, just to see, first of all, if there's anybody in the encampment that you know from
Okay.
your previous experiences. Second of all, where potentially the best point would be to enter, should we choose to enter.
That's a better plan. I like that.
Yes,
Okay.
I don't like the idea of you heading in there because you've already told me that you, well,
I burned
you
some
know.
bridges.
yeah, so maybe don't rely on that and try not to be seen.
And
But
also,
we will be here, yes.
rule
Alright.
number 1,
What's rule number 1 again? I forget.
never split the party.
Point. Good point.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm
You're
gonna
right.
get as
Remember
close
all
as
the
I
rules.
can, try not to be seen, and see if I could get any more information.
Very well.
I'll
Um,
watch you with my keen hedgehog eyes.
Yeah, you do that. I'll get Nevermore to make a perception check as well.
Sure.
And Trish, can I? What? So I want to be clear. You're not going to walk in and say hi and pretend to be a bandit. You are. That's only
Yes.
if you get. That's only if you get spotted.
Yes.
I sort
wanna
of
get-
back up.
Get as close as I can without being spotted, see if I can find a good entrance, see if I recognize any faces,
Sure.
see if I can tell how many people are there.
Very well. Nevermore. Helvig, you watch Helvig keenly watching Trish disappear off into the night. As far as you're concerned, she disappears in under 10 seconds. You lose track of her very rapidly. Trish, can I get a stealth check, please?
Stealth.
But then you turn your
Always nines. What
has
is
a
happening
plus
with
7.
you?
What?
You've got a free roll!
I'm gonna use my reroll because that's not good. I have a
Mhm.
reroll, right?
Yeah, do that.
Oh God. Yeah. Okay. Come on. Yes. Thank
Hey,
you.
there it
Oh,
is.
thank
Jesus.
fuck. Okay.
That's why we have them rerolls. Thank you, whoever gave that to her.
Kind of a rogue gets a 9 on stealth. Ridiculous.
The trick is, it always happens every now and again to everybody. But yeah, Nevermore. While you watch Helvig watch Trish, you spot a gleam in Helvig's eye. Looking closer, you can see that his inside of his eyes are lit by it's like a snow globe of fireflies.
Hey, Helvig.
Yeah. What's up?
Helvig,
I'm
just look at
watching
me for
Trish
one
right now.
moment. Look at me for one moment.
Okay.
Good God. Okay, good. Go. Look back. Okay. Nope.
That
just fine.
really
Just keep.
concerns me that when I looked
Can
at
you?
said,
It's fine.
Good
Can you?
God.
Can you see Trish at all?
Yes, I assume.
Yeah. You can just about make out her. Like, you didn't look away for very long. You can still spot her. Her 20 was really good. So yeah,
Wow.
like.
Yeah,
Okay.
barely.
Mental note.
So Trish, you are approaching the bandit camp. From what? So are you? You can see 3 campfires, and you've identified the one at the end, basically. As you approach, you do spot a 4th off in the distance. So they are sort of proceeding along this ridge line. It's probably not unreasonable to think there might be more than 4 individual campsites. Where do you approach? Do you go for the middle one? Do you go for the end one? Where are you looking to go?
I feel like an end one would be better for a sneaky entrance. So maybe
Sure.
I go to the furthest one.
Yep. So the furthest one is the nearest to you. And you are, you can see, you get the impression it's smaller than the other ones. So like the bigger ones are nearer into towards the middle. Looking in, you can make out half dozen bandit guards, mostly humble folk. There is a single raptor, but they all have the general look of bandits to you. No any armor that there is fairly ragged and torn. There isn't anything looking new and sparkly fresh. They all have most of them rather have a fairly lean, hungry look to them. A lot of them have like a few of them have injuries, like new, fresh injuries, but most of them have some sort of injury on them or another. A lot of them have burn marks, sort of scars and things, but they are healed wounds. It's just sort of more than one has lost an ear or something. Like there's damage to a lot of them. These people have seen some stuff. Can I get a perception check?
Sure can.
You don't spot anybody you would be able to name, though the raptor does look. You've probably seen them around. They are not a captain or anything, but they are an officer in the or at least when you were in the Bandit Coalition, this person had a low-level officer position. Not a captain, probably a lieutenant. But this would probably be the person in command of this particular encampment. Senior non-commissioned sort of around. Obviously, I know lieutenants are commissioned officers, but yeah, that sort of, they are the senior person here, but not a very important bandit generally. You would looking at the tents, you would guess they could accommodate in this camp no more than 15 people, of whom perhaps 5 are awake. The bandit on the watchtower, the Mapatch person on the watchtower does not seem to have spotted you. There is several crates and a cart as well. The cart is fairly heavily loaded with stolen goods, one would assume. But yeah, there's a lot of just piles of stuff, bags and boxes and things like that lying around. Loot, functionally. What do you do?
Okay. I go back to the group and I tell them there's a small group. They've got a lot of loot that we could potentially get back to the town. No one I know personally, but I think there's a raptor there who I believe is in charge.
Good.
Everyone seems
Healthy.
pretty beat up as well.
Maybe they're tired, but we should warn them. I don't think that they're going to be alive if more army people come.
I think we should give them the chance to surrender now. And if they don't, then we do what we gotta do to get those goods back to the people who they belong to. But we should give them the chance to surrender first.
Or run away? No?
I mean, I don't want anyone to get hurt, but they are criminals. They've hurt people themselves. I just think they should have the chance to surrender before we attack.
Okay.
Trish, can I get a history check?
Done one of those before.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Right.
Your own argument strikes you as a little unnuanced. Is that a word? Lacking in nuance.
It is now.
Okay.
Flipping.
The trick is, because you're a former bandit, you know the Bandit Coalition quite well. There is factions within it. It's not one large, seamless organization. You are aware that there are some bandits are just bandits. Some bad people are just like, we're bad people. We steal from the rich and we don't give to anybody. We do this for us. But you are definitely aware of other factions within the coalition. One particularly important one particularly large and powerful one, is led by Bena Seridan. Bena Seridan is, and you would actually, from that role, you would know quite a bit about her personal history. Bena Seridan lost her family in the fires. And she joined the Bandit Coalition to help. Oh, we have a raid from Nerds of the West. I do apologize. We have a raid. Welcome. Pew, pew, pew. Finger guns in chat and all of your raid emotes. If you are a Roll for Damage subscriber, you can use your Roll for Damage raid emote in the chat to celebrate the raid. Hype train, finger guns, all the things. Welcome, raiders from Nerds of the West. How was your stream? Did you enjoy watching Tom do all of his stuff? I enjoyed it. I did tune in for a little while. It's good to see you here. Thanks for joining us. We are scouting out a bandit camp with the potential to maybe try and get them to surrender instead of getting all murdered. So anyway, sorry. As I was saying about Bandits, she lost her family in the fires. Her mother was a well-respected seer and prophet. She actually foretold this the future with a degree of accuracy. Like, she wasn't just sort of like, I read the tea leaves and you shall have a fine day tomorrow. That sort of bullshit. No, she was real. She had been predicting this problem with the Scorched Grove for about a decade. She was also... sorry, I'm reading serums. Just called Josh Riker tonight, Raiders. I'm like, that's fine. I'll take it. She's been predicting this for a while. She was an important personage in her community and sort of a town leader, a town elder. Bandits has a serious bee in her bonnet, a serious chip on her shoulder with the Aldaheart Council about the way they treated her mother, about how they did not listen to her when she was calling this long ago and had like a good reputation for being accurate in this sort of thing. Benna's beef is legit as far as you know, and I'm not going to tell you whether or not you agree with it, but it's certainly everybody, a good proportion of the Bandit Coalition, you would say probably about 2/3, joined. Not to be like the Bandits is sort of like a badge of honor. We've been labeled bandits, but we're freedom fighters. We are doing this to protect our homes, to gather the resources with which to feed the disenfranchised, to look after those who are injured. Not all bandits, not all members of the Bandit Coalition are soldiers. Benna will welcome anyone who needs help. Anybody, a refugee, she will look after the refugees. You know this to be the case with that role. In a lot of cases. So there are others who are less altruistic, significantly so. It's hard to say who these would be, and I don't know where you would have sat on the thing. You probably would have left the coalition before Benaceridon really came to power. So it's not really that you're making that call, but yeah, that's information that you possess.
Right.
What do we do?
Yeah.
You want to try and convince them? How are you planning on doing that? It's just a couple of us, and there's a lot of them.
You could give a speech.
I want to go in and try and find out if these are our families are poor and we're just trying to survive type of bandits, or the we're greedy and we want to rob people type of bandits. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think I can get in there. I'll tell them I got lost in the forest, but I'm with them. And I'll try and figure out what type they are. We need a signal though, like a code word. To let you know whether to attack or whether these people are okay. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I go in there and talk to them. You guys stay close enough that you can hear me from the bushes. And if I say the word spark, that means help me, we should attack these people. Does that sound like a good plan? Spark.
Sure.
Okay.
Should
Spark.
Jude come with you?
I think I need you watching my back, Jude.
Okay.
I think the three of us will stick together, and if we need to go running in there to save Trish at all and escape somehow, even though that's unlikely to happen, but anyway,
If someone has a better plan, I'm open to it.
That's a great plan. Is there somebody that you're looking for that will satisfy your question? Are you looking for particular people to prove that you're looking for, these are the ones you're looking for? Or
There was a woman who was quite prominent in the Bandits, Bennis Eridan, and she was genuinely fighting for good. If these people are aligned with her, I think they'd be all right. But if they're not, then not so much.
And if they are, and you said they were fighting for good, like you mentioned, are we going to let them go?
I think we should.
I agree.
I'll tell them what's coming and they can flee.
Dude
Okay.
is not very good.
I trust you.
At,
I trust you.
At like distance stuff. So Jude doesn't feel like Jude can do much from here, but Jude will stay.
I have a crossbow that you can use.
I can throw a spear or something, but Jude is just worried for Trish. And
Maybe, okay, here's an idea. You come with me, but you have to promise to let me do all the talking, because I know these people very well. It's not that I don't trust you, it's just that I know what these people can be like, and I think I can deal with them.
Jude can pretend to be abandoned.
Can I make Jude look all messed up, please?
Sure, please do.
Yes,
plan.
Jude, all right. I'm just going to start waving my hands. I'm just going to start prestidigitating. Helvig, rip some of Jude's clothes. Don't worry, I can fix it with my mending spell. You've seen me do it before. And just start ripping tatters in the clothes.
I just perforate them with my quills.
Smearing like a little bit of mud on the face, that kind of thing, making Jude look a little bit less and a little bit more.
Also, while we're doing that, is there any sign of the other army people?
Make a perception check.
I'm worried about that.
Jude will not say anything.
12.
You actually notice off to one side, Helvig, you hear someone go, "Psst. You found him." You see a Strig. It's not Riffin. It's a member of the Perch Guard dressed in, where normally the Perch Guard dressed in sort of metal armor. This one is very much in the robes and leathers of a tracker. He has a longbow and a quiver of arrows on his back, and he sort of creeps over to you and he says, "Some sort of infiltration plan? Like it. Good job. So, what have you seen? I just got up. You guys are quick."
You just stick here with us. Trish, Jude, on you go. We'll talk to our friend here.
Wait. What if we need to give Trish something if something goes wrong on our end? Right?
Just shout out and scream or something like that.
I guess.
You're very good at high-pitched whining.
Omni Masha, thank you very much for the reroll for Jude.
Thank you.
And thank you for the addition to the Harrow bar.
Oh, no.
Don't worry, you're a ways off.
Okay,
cool.
we'll just scream. You might
Okay.
see fireflies shoot out into the sky.
Keep my eyes open.
The Strig says, "So, how much have you guys already checked out? I thought I'd swing up around the other end, see how far this series of encampments go. These guys are well prepared."
Yeah, it does look they've got a few more encampments further up. I haven't had a close look at them, but it looks like a pretty fortified position here.
Yeah. I don't know. We should probably let the captain know. Half of the force we brought with us are just militia, not soldiers.
You should
Let us
warn
handle the
them.
situation first.
You
And
think you can handle it?
Yes.
I know we can handle it.
Awesome. Well, look, I'm going to see how far this all goes. Do you want me to meet you back here, or shall we meet up back at with the others?
We will meet up back here.
Yeah.
We might
Okay.
need your help if
Okay.
things go foul.
Sure.
Okay,
He said, I'll be back probably 15 minutes.
wonderful. We'll be
And
here.
he stealths off, and he's quiet.
Hmm.
He is proper quiet. Like, Trish can be quiet, but this guy knows some tricks, Trish. Like, you're like, oof, he's good.
Game
Ooh,
respect
Trish.
game, all right.
Yeah.
Trish, you've got to get in there now and let them know sooner
Okay.
rather than later, because they're nearby.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm going in now. Come
Right,
on.
we'll be right
Yeah.
here.
Jude
Good luck.
undoes the hood and sort of camouflages the armor as well a little bit.
Sure.
Wait,
You
I'll
do that.
just bring you courage, Trish.
Ooh,
Alright.
I use my disguise kit.
Sure. And what do you do to use your disguise kit, Jude?
I am. I put a little bit of charcoal around my eyes, and I make it look like I'm wearing, like my cloak is longer, and Oh, and I use the mud and I cover the sword to make it look like the hilt, to make it look like it's not a fancy sword.
Cool. Nice. Welcome, Snoopy Sketches. Thank you for the follow. Great to see you here. Hope you're enjoying the show. Yeah, I love the charcoal image particularly because your fur is white.
Sword paint.
You look like you've got like you've got very Captain Jack Sparrow.
Or
Okay.
Zorro.
Serum, natty 20 for Jude. Because if this electricity
Oh, wow.
existed in Humblewood, the shit would hit the fan. Nat 20. Thank you, Serum.
All right.
All
That's,
right, rule number 1, don't split the party. We've already fucked this up, Helvig.
I mean, this doesn't count though. They're just
This
like
is fine,
right?
yeah.
This
Cross
is-
your
yeah.
quills, cross your quills.
and if nothing, and if anything bad happened, the boys are there.
The boys.
Okay, so the girls are going in. Right. So you're not being super stealthy?
Nope. I stumble out of the woods in plain sight and I say, "Thank Hath, we found you. I got so turned around in the forest back there."
You see one of the guys on the watchtower spots you, points a bow at you, and says, "You two okay?"
We're okay. Thanks.
Can you make me a deception check, please, Jude? And Trish. Trish would have advantage, but Jude it's a gone with straight.
Oh my god.
That's lucky. Really glad I said the whole thing. Yeah. Jude, on the other hand, fucking nails it.
Good.
Whew,
Yeah.
you have
You had advantage there, Trish, though, so
Oh
yeah.
God for that. Jesus.
Wow. Okay. You're rolling
Yikes.
awfully tonight.
I am. It better turn around.
Jude's
Jeez.
cuteness for the win, yeah. So yeah, the he says you see him point the bow, and he says, "Cool. Well, this our tents are full. If you're wanting to sleep, I recommend you head 2 camps over. The boss will probably want to see you. She's making sure everybody's safe."
Oh, thanks. I just want to sit down for a minute, to be honest. Do you mind?
Oh
My
no,
fingers
that's
are
all right. Come on in.
Okay.
2 more incoming, and he sort of it's said, it's murmured. It's said like sotto voce, and a couple of people. As you come around the wooden stockade, so the stockade is trees have been cut down and the posts are placed, so it makes for a fairly sturdy wall. And you come around the gate is actually it's just one straight wall coming out from the ridge, and then another one curves in from the outside, so there's a slight overlap. So it's not really a gate, it's more of just an entranceway. But it's designed in such a way that it would be it's quite an ingenious design. It would be very easy to defend. It's good, well-built structure. Somebody knew what they were doing when they put this together. You head inside. There is a half dozen tents Well, actually, sorry, there is a half dozen tents. There are 5 are quite small. Well, not small, but like just sort of standard Hutchie style, just a rope with a tarp or a blanket or something thrown over the top, mostly between 10 and 15 feet long. And all of them you can see as you walk past contain bandits who are asleep on the floor. Sitting around a campfire in the middle is 3 more Mapatch and the raptor that you could see before, who looks up and says, 2 more arriving. You don't recognize her. Oh, sorry, you don't. Upon closer inspection, this is definitely somebody, the person you were sort of likening her to. You remember her being. You don't remember a huge amount about her, but you do remember that she was quite strict, like a disciplinarian. She kept order in the ranks. She didn't but you didn't have too much in the way of interaction with her. You weren't part of her group very much.
Okay. So I sit down by the fire and warm up my hands. And I guess I say, so who's the boss a few camps down? Is it Bennis you're with?
And she goes, Benna? No. Benna didn't come with. This is Frey's show.
Right, of course, Frey.
Trish, can I get a deception?
Okay.
Because if you were part of this army, you'd probably know who was running the show.
Yeah, that's not good.
I'll have her oppose it.
Immediately, Spock! I'm like, oh no.
Oh wow, that didn't last long.
What do you think's happening in there? Whatever.
Oh dear. She's like, were you with the Force? Did you come here with us?
Yes. I just heard people saying that Bennis was going to join us. I kind of always wanted to meet her. Oh, sorry.
That's Josh telling Trish.
Hey!
He's like, you don't even know the name of the general. Who are you?
No, I just heard rumors that Benna was going to join us, and I kind of always wanted to meet her.
No, this isn't really Benna's kind of style.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, Frey's good at what she does, but yeah. No, Benna is not here, is the answer.
Okay.
And she's slowly turning her spit. It's a small, it's like a squirrel, but it's not a squirrel. It's about the size of a squirrel, but it has too many legs.
Many legs, too many legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, my Jerbine friend, but I feel rested up. We'll go to our own encampment now. Thanks for letting us sit by your fire for a minute.
And she's like, check in with Frey.
We will.
She's 2 camps up. She's interviewing everybody and making sure everything's accounted for. She'll want, given that you're the last in, she'll probably want to have a chat with you about like what you saw and the situation. We lost one of the captains. Sorry, let me just get his name. I actually wrote it down. Come on, where is it, Josh? We lost Nico, Captain Beskar.
Oh no.
Yeah, and so if anybody's seen him, that's what she's trying to determine.
Okay, I'm afraid I haven't seen him, but I'll let her know that. Thanks.
Okay. You are sort of welcomed to leave.
And I do. Before I fuck up anymore. All right, so I go back into the woods to meet up with Nevermore and Helvig.
Sure, you do that. You would have to. Can I get stealth rolls from both of you, please? Jude, are you still wearing your armor?
Yes.
Oh, both of them.
I will give. It'll be disadvantaged, but I will give it. I will modify the DC a little bit. Oh God. Yeah. Wow. You are definitely perceived to be not going to the next camp.
Ah, great.
But as far as you can tell, that doesn't seem to actually like spark any sort of issue. The person on watch isn't fussed, but he is sort of like. You do hear him say, "Psst, Frey's up that way."
Right. Sorry, I'm just still so flustered.
I'll let it go.
Do you see that?
You do see that. It is about 50 meters away.
I'll wait.
Do you continue, Trish? Do you head towards the captain, or do you head back out to Nevermore and Helvig? And Jude, you're welcome to take charge and do something your own self if you want. You don't have to just wait for Trish. Trish specified that you shouldn't talk. And you can tell AJ has ideas.
Jude, like
Play
being
the ocarina for the bandits.
Jude in character, because Jude is bandit, nods aggressively at men and starts to go towards leader.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And veer off a little bit.
Turns to where Helvig and Nevermore would be, and sort of like winks, like really big,
Sure.
and keeps walking. Like,
Okay.
See that, right?
Helvig would be the only one with a chance of seeing that. Helvig, can I get a perception check, please?
Did you get something in her eye?
She's had a lot of things in her eyes today.
6. Did you get something in her eye?
You didn't notice it at all. You didn't spot it. You're like
disappearing out of sight now for
the
two of us.
Definitely, you can barely make them out in the first place. They're silhouetted against the. They are, because they're below the level of the palisade. You wouldn't be able to see them at all. Really, they're in shadow. You could see them whenever they're illuminated by the firelight, but they're not backlit at this point. They're too close to the wall of the palisade. Helvig can make them out, but he can't see Jude's wink.
Okay, I was gonna clarify. Like, I see them.
You can see them. You
the
don't
wink.
make the wink. No.
And I heard the. Did I hear the? It's that way.
You did.
Okay.
That Nevermore would have heard that too, and Trish's response, and Jude's response. Come to
Just
think of
stay here, Helvig. That's what we're doing. Stick to the plan.
No. I think they're gonna walk. They're gonna walk over there. They're walking. Like
Trish-
present tense. They're walking
Trish
right now.
knows what Trish is doing.
And what if we can't hear them? What if they're too far away and we can't hear the spark thing? Never mind.
Then we will have to adapt. We'll just have to see what happens. We
can
have to
adapt.
stay frosty, Helvig. What, are you just going to run in there with all those bandits around and get stabbed? Is that your plan, Helvig? Is that your plan?
I don't. But
What are you going to do? Let's just chill. Okay?
Nevermore, you could, and I'm going to say this to Nevermore and Helvig, but just because I just want us to all be on the same page. They are moving laterally across in front of you. You could move laterally to match them, maintaining your distance from them.
We would move very slowly.
Yeah.
Because we're not necessarily stealthy, and I don't think we'd move too much from the location where that other guy found us before, to be honest, because we may need his help.
Right, we fucking asked him to come meet.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be unfair to expect that he might be able to spot you if you've moved somewhat.
We'll move a little bit, but we won't move too much.
Yeah, sure.
And that's Nevermore telling Helvig that, and Helvig can do whatever Helvig wants to do, but Nevermore is going to be tactical and intelligent.
Sure.
not really good at the tactics, and if that's what he thinks, I'm just very open about me being fucking
Do
worried.
what I say.
Like
Do
a
what I
soft
say.
gap,
Good,
you are
wonderful.
open. Yeah.
Jude,
Very well.
we'll just look like we're going to the camp till we're out of sight, and then we'll get back into the woods and meet up with Nevermore and Helvig.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to say you get to the next camp, and the guard there, like they're close enough to each other that they can mutually support each other. So the guards at one can see the guards at the other. You are walking in between. The guard at this one has definitely spotted you. If you're wanting to sneak out, they don't really make any mention of the fact, and you're not going into their camp. You're going around it. So you can definitely try to stealth away from it again.
Yeah, I don't want to get too far away. Let's stealth back into the forest now.
Very well. Make another stealth check, both of you.
Oh, thank God.
Better. Oh.
Jude will use her net 20.
You do that.
A reason that was gifted, and it is because of this.
Thanks, Serum. Otherwise, it's going to take all night. Okay, you do that. Good job.
Thank you.
Yes, send the paladin to do a stealthy recon. Good idea.
For
All right.
the first time ever, Jude is the most stealthy
Yeah.
Was it?
ever.
Trish, you take the lead this time, trying to lead Jude away quietly, and then a couple of times you're like, "Where's he?" Oh, no, there, right there. Okay, wow, you are quiet.
We're small.
Good job. Okay. It occurred to me
Proud of
you
you,
could have
Jude.
carried her. There we go. You do that. You get back to Nevermore and Helvig with no further
there, Helvig.
problems.
They're right there.
You guys have moved
right
no
now.
more than 20 feet, and the girls get back to where you were, and then spot you relatively easily and
Okay.
come to you.
What's the
Yes.
word?
Well, they're not with Benaceridin like I'd hoped. These people are with Frey Meriden. Frey is the one we saw attacking Eliza earlier. She's not nice.
No,
No.
I want to hurt her. She is on my list.
Okay, so potentially the people that are involved in this particular escapade and the raiding are maybe not the better type of bandits, would you say?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
So then the question becomes, do we have a problem ourselves with providing the information of their location to the rest of the crew? Knowing that they're going to run in there and attack?
They're going to know anyway because of that scout we met earlier.
Oh, that's true. It's true. Is there anything at all productive at all that we can do in there ourselves?
I can't
What do we
say.
gain from getting in there ourselves and talking to people? That's the question we need to ask right now.
Talking to people or attacking?
Well, I mean, communicating the fact that they are going to be attacked. Is that something we want to do?
It's, I
But they-
suppose, like, from what you've gathered, Nevermore, you do know that there is more than one type of bandit, and in
Yeah.
fact, it's not even just there are good ones and bad ones. They're very much a spectrum.
They're just people.
The conversation that Trish had very much would indicate that the people who were in that camp, they definitely respect Benna. But this isn't her show. And whilst Frey would report to Benna, Frey's methods are a little less nice than Benna's are. And Benna, also, Benna is no saint in terms of she wouldn't murder a fly. She's definitely done her share of killing. She's a general in the bandit coalition.
But it's done with purpose.
Yeah.
Trish,
Yes?
Jude's been thinking maybe we should go and talk to the captain and ask her what the plan is and maybe tell her that she should surrender, otherwise so many people are going to die.
We could do that. it would mean walking into a situation where we're vastly outnumbered. Also, the captain we're talking about is Frey Meriden. But if you are okay with that,
You're going
we
to be
could
able
do
to
that?
stop yourself from attacking, Jude?
Me?
Yes. Well, you said she's on your list, right?
Yes, but if stabbing one less person means that more people won't die, then Jude is okay with it.
Can I get an intelligence check from? I think this would be a Nevermore one.
Why don't we all go in there? Why even put up some sort of guise? Just go in there, talk to Frey, tell her exactly how it is, and then deal with whatever comes next.
Nevermore.
15.
The issue that occurs to you
Is the fact that I'm the son of Lazarus.
that
If I go in there, yeah.
that one wasn't one I was actually going to point out, but also that fair,
Yeah.
valid point. There is a decided family resemblance between you and Lazarus. He is a quite famous bandit killer. But that being said, the other thing is Frey Meriden has met all four of you,
Yes.
and you killed four of her mates
Yes.
on a minor raid that she was doing. And so here's the thing. She probably there is you would infer Helvig actually doesn't look like that particular hedge.
Yeah.
Frey probably meets a lot of people. Trish is in deliberately nondescript thing. There's every chance that Frey wouldn't recognize Helvig and Trish.
Yeah.
Jude, on the other hand, a Jobin in quite eccentric or eclectic armor. Eccentric is probably a better word. Like unusual style armor. Like not many Jobins wear a plate, wear chainmail. Or no, you have a breastplate, don't you, Jude? Yeah. A Corvum who is dead set, probably the son of Lazarus. Anybody who's met Lazarus would think, yeah, that guy looks a lot like Lazarus. No necessarily saying that Frey has met Lazarus, but there are two of you who could quite easily be recognized as we had a fight before. You stabbed me, and she would probably remember the one who stabbed her.
I do kind of have this moment of revelation where I realize that I'm right next to potentially a couple hundred people who, if finding out who my father was, would wish incredible harm on me. I feel a little bit uncomfortable here now.
Jude is in disguise, and Jude could rub more mud on Jude, so Jude could be a little brown mouse.
Also, my quills look completely different to where it was before, even though we did dirty it. And I think there's still bloodstains on it, but I'll let that slide. I'm pretending to be a thingy right now.
Look, I just think that either we do something or we do nothing.
I agree.
And people are going to get hurt, so we need to decide what kind of heroes we want to be.
And with that, we're going to take a break.
No.
That's a really good soundbite to end that on. So yeah, we are going to have a short 10-minute break. Welcome everybody. Wow, 64 people are watching this thus far. That's really cool. Please don't go anywhere. We will go and have a short break because we've been going for about an hour and 40 minutes now. We will come back and continue this escapade. The Desi Gamer is here. How are you, Dag?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. Take us away,
Push,
Producer
push,
Veg.
push,
We will be
push.
back in 10. See you soon, guys.
Push.
Greetings, mateys. Welcome back to the Humblewood. Thank you for staying with us during our tiny break. But we're coming back. The poll was interesting. I love how everyone's like, Aldaheart. No, they're in the right. Aldaheart are in the right. Interesting. Because I don't think that's how our party feels. And Firewing was like, oh, I'm curious to say the way the party members voted. They've had a conversation to which I was not party. I went to pee. So I don't even know what they're doing. So, yeah, you're back in the scene. Feel free to take it away. Hey, Agent.
What kind of heroes do we want to be?
I don't want anybody to have to die, but unfortunately we're stuck in a position here where we are either going to assist the bandits or we're going to point the community of Aldaheart in the direction of the bandits. I guess the third option is to point them in the wrong direction. However, that's not going to work because we've already been seen by our Strig friend who popped in before.
Yes, they're going to know anyway. They're going to know anyway, regardless of what we do, that they're here.
I joined the bandits for a reason, but I also left the bandits for a reason. Whatever they're fighting for, it doesn't give them the right to kill and steal from innocent people. So I think I'm siding with Aldaheart on this one, as long as they're treated okay if they surrender.
And that's what we are here to do, to make sure that that's what happens. So I agree. Look at you, growing, Trish.
So
I hate growing. This
That
is
was
the
another one
worst,
of my-
Nevermore.
That was another one of my father's rules, actually. I believe it was Rule 33. Never stop learning, never stop growing.
But
thank you. Thank you for saying this.
What do we do?
Well, we go and let Claire and Riffin know the location of this camp. That's all we can do. That's what we were sent out to do.
All right.
And then we
Guess
make
that's
sure
right.
that nothing untowards happens to the people here and everybody's treated justly, as it should be.
Sounds good to me.
Let's do it.
Okay.
See if you can find them, Trish and Helvig. I can't see shit out here. It's dark.
You can hold my hand, Nevermore. It's cool.
No, I'll just follow. Well, no, I was going to follow behind you. I definitely wouldn't want to do that. I'll follow behind Trish and you follow behind me. Perfect.
Okay.
Dude
And
will
of course,
get in the backpack.
Jude's in the backpack. That's just a given. In you get Jude. No, we'll get a custom designed backpack when we get back to Aldaheart.
I want
It'll
to.
it'll have little foot straps for you to tuck your feet into that you can jump off.
Can I have a little side pocket for my muffins?
Yes, and we'll make sure that it's waterproof and the muffins don't get squished.
I want it to be a front-mounted one.
Oh, just like
I'm trying to remember what they're called.
Yeah. Adorable.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what they're called. A papoose.
Papoose, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, a papoose.
Never
A
more
Jude
to you.
papoose.
Stabbed from the front.
A paladin papoose. A papoosidin.
A paladin.
Papoose-idin.
Oh, good God. What were you about to ask me, Trish?
Do you want to hold on to my tail so you don't get lost?
Yes, I'd like that. Thank you.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's
Do you,
it's
Did
remarkably
you
soft.
condition?
Yeah.
Did you condition or?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I take good care of myself.
Yeah, you do. Well done.
Never been to a
Nobody
spa, but she
asks
does
if my
use conditioner
fur is
on the tail.
That's
Right.
true.
We
Just
need
the
to
tip.
fan out of the papoosidin. Yes, we do.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So
yeah,
we are going to find Claire. We're going to try
Yeah.
and find Claire or Riffin and let them know the location of the camp. That's the goal.
What about the little
This is-
owie man?
Well, this has actually
Yeah.
taken you about the right amount of time. He comes back.
Mhm.
You see him. Now that you're sort of looking for him, you do see him approach, and he says, "Guys, there are like 9 camps up along this ridgeline. My guess is the leader would be in that one there." And he points to the one that you know Frey is in, based purely on the size of it And from here, you can see it is notably larger. It probably contains more enemies than most of the others. He says, honestly, guys, I don't think a lot of these bandits are in good shape. I think we tore them a nice one over at the outside Aldaheart. So,
do you know the location? Do you know the location, possibly, of Claire and Riff and the Astronaut?
I'm heading there now. Do you want to come with?
I think we will.
Yeah, all right. He goes with you. I'm not going to need a stealth check to go back that ways, because you don't have any more net 20s anyway.
I will ask him on the walk.
Mm.
If you're saying there's 9 encampments, about approximately how many people in each encampment would you say?
15, maybe 20.
15
Most.
to 20. Okay, so there could be close to 200 people there. And what number did we have when we... And I'm just like racking my memory because I have that keen mind ability.
Yep.
How many people approximately did I see
Probably about 100.
gathering to head out into the trees? So
Probably about 100.
Outnumbered. We're outnumbered then.
And he
But they are
says,
wounded.
yeah. He says, yeah, I think it's also noteworthy. Not all of these guys, bandits, are fighters. A lot of them were the carriers.
Okay.
We did their warrior group a number at the gate.
Trish,
There are us, right? Since most of us are militia.
He says, well, about half are trained soldiers. Don't worry. Claire will have a plan. And element of surprise and all that, you know.
She
It'll count for a lot.
That.
Hmm.
Clarifies.
Trish, I believe Jude has something.
Yes, Jude?
when we were in Meadowweenus, what was it called?
Weenus.
I don't remember that.
Meadowfen, you know this. You've heard the name any number of times.
Weenus.
You can't read anyway. You couldn't read the sign.
Yeah, she read it as Meadowween.
Sure. You did do that. Meadowfen, Meadowween, the place.
When we were in that place,
Meadowfen.
Meadowfen, thank you. There was a person that said that they kidnapped people. Do you remember that?
I heard that, yeah.
I'm worried that if there aren't all fighters here in the Bandits, that some of them are being made to scavenge and find things.
I'm worried about that too. But that's why it's important we let them surrender if they want to. Because if they've been kidnapped and they don't want to be fighting, they can surrender and be taken to Aldaheart and plead their case.
But if we surprise attack them, how do they surrender?
Let's see what Claire has. Oh, sorry, I'm not there. Sorry.
I'm in your
That's true.
backpack. So
Oh, you're in my
You are-
backpack.
You probably
You're
can
literally
hear it.
talking in my ear. You're talking in my ear. You're 100%
and
correct.
over your shoulder talking to.
Let's see what Claire's plan is. Claire might have a different plan. We might not be going in there to attack at all. We might be going in just to raid. Who knows?
And maybe if we just aim for the ones who look angriest and who are coming for us, that might be a safe way to do it, Jude.
Should you make another sign that says surrender if you want to?
Walk in holding a sign made of twigs and leaves. It's like, surrender, please. Or just say it.
Whatever the opposite of a white flag is.
Do you think that's a good idea?
I think they'll know the drill. I think they'll know to surrender.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Where is this place anyway? And what's your name, fellow?
Um,
Strigathan?
No, don't be silly. His name is. Okay, so this entirely this person I just made up on the spot because I wanted somebody to meet you guys out there. Now I'm just gonna make up a name for him, but it's
Okay.
a name.
Go for it. What's your name?
Legit name. It's a real name. It's a proper
Yes.
name. His name is Garp.
God.
Garp.
I love it.
Like it's a
Garp.
pig.
Creative. Parents are inspired.
No, that's his surname. Garp.
Oh, Gob. First name?
Philip.
First name
Garp.
Soft.
Philip.
Corporal Philip Garp.
Soft Garp. First name
Corporal.
Soft Garp.
I do need to do that. And that would have been a perfect point to do it, but I want to give him more agency there, Veg.
But it's Phil Garp. So
Soft Garp.
That's his middle name.
You have to
Corporal
fill his
Garp.
Garp.
Corporal Phil Garp.
Yes.
yeah.
He says, Phil, Garp. Soft Garp. He said, yeah, Corporal Garp. My friends call me Phil, but, you can go with either if you like.
Are we close?
Yeah. He takes about 5 minutes to get back to them. They are quite close.
Is he a straight?
Not close
right?
yet. You just met him.
He's a strig. Look, you're good buddies. He's soft.
Do all strigs have deep voices?
Not all strigs. I don't think my voice is particularly deep. I'm a baritone,
Do you have any nice spas in Aldaheart? No, I'm just joking. Of course you don't. Never mind. It's fine. Oh, look, there they are.
Hashtag not all strigs. Yeah. Some strigs have high-pitched, effeminate voices. What of it?
I just
Oh my Garp into pieces. This is my softest part. Fill my Garp into pieces. Amazing.
Oh.
Oh dear. Okay. No,
yeah.
I don't know. It's actually a literary reference. Corporal Garp is in the title character of the books A World According to Garp.
I mean, any name you would have come up with would have been turned into a joke in some way.
Oh,
shape,
no,
or
I'm
form,
fine with
so-
it. I'm just like, guys, it was actually a very classy reference.
Yes.
And you
All
called
right,
him
buddy.
Phil, so
Yeah, well, somebody suggested it in the
Whatever.
chat.
Joe Grill.
I don't know if it was. I remember a green name. Ragnar, possibly?
No, I
Could be
thought
wrong. Oh, was it Shrew? Okay. Congratulations, Shrew. You won. Yeah, it was. Philip. I do apologize.
Phil, take us to Claire for fuck's sake.
He has. Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Phil.
Stop swearing. Nevermore.
Oh.
Well, fuck, he's just...
He
Just go
was
with
like,
it.
you just asking me questions. I'm trying to lead you. All right, here we are.
Right,
Boom,
good,
we're
thank you.
there.
Good. Nice to meet
you
you,
like a
Phil.
muffin?
Nice to meet you.
Phil feels like I would like a muffin.
Okay, here you go.
And you feel like he's making his voice unusually higher pitched.
I'm sorry, I triggered
It's like,
something.
I would
that's-
like a muffin. Thank you. I would like a muffin.
It's a chocolate chippy one.
Ah, I like chocolate chip muffins. Thank you, Backpatch Bean.
Nice to meet you, Phil. My name's Helvig. You don't have to do that. Anyway, I'm gonna walk in now.
Okay, so yeah,
It's
you
really
get there.
cool.
Riffin and
I'm
Claire
jealous.
are there, and Phil's like, he doesn't go anywhere because he's coming with you to report to his senior officer. And you see him in deep conversation with Claire, and Riffin says, "So, guys, what do you? Sorry, get the right accent, lad. What'd you find?"
Well, we sent in our best reconnaissance expert, and I turn and look towards Trish.
Jude.
Very much.
Oh, and Jude. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Jude did go in too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Experts, plural.
And what do we? So, force size, disposition. What are we talking about? How prepared are they?
It's a pretty fortified position. There's about 200-ish people there, but they seem pretty beat up.
Yeah, right.
They took a good hit from us.
Yeah, they did. Good. I don't know why I've gone Australian. Too right, yeah, fucking yeah, we'll get him. We'll
Yeah,
get him.
nice. Bloody get it up, the boys.
Yeah,
Nice.
the boys really
Yeah.
wrecked him. Yeah, boys.
All right.
Woo, woo, the
Uh,
Excuse
Yeah,
excuse me?
yeah, lassie.
Okay, I'm a boy. So,
Apologies. And he said, sorry, lad. These lot have been calling you a girl. I heard
We're
she
going with
directed
the whole
it.
potato thing, aren't we? Yes. Anyway.
Apologies.
the camp is there's 9 sections of the camp, and also a lot of them are not fighters.
That's to the good then.
No, that might mean that they are being forced into it, and we should make sure that not all of them are injured, Mr. Sirman.
We did hear some accounts of people being kidnapped, and Jude was saying earlier that people might be getting forced to help the bandits against their will. And if that's the case, we want to make sure those people can surrender.
Aye, yeah, that's a valid point. Yeah, good point.
No one should be forced to do anything they don't want to do.
I hadn't heard of that myself. Claire. And Riven calls Claire over. Claire and Phil Garp come over. He's going to be a main character. Fuck you guys.
We're gonna be best friends.
You're going to be best friends with Philip Garp.
Fucking Phil.
Fucking.
Fill up, God.
Yeah, the two of them come over, and Riven says, the lads here and lass have, he says to Trish, not Jude, have reported, I don't know what Phil's told you, but 9 encampments, probably 200 odd bandits, but apparently they might have been, what's the word? Shanghaiing people into... Strong-arming or Shanghaiing people into working for them. Like normal non-bandit folk. Apparently they've been kidnapping refugees, making them work for them. And Claire goes, that complicates things. So my plan, pincer movement, take one camp and go to the next, to the next, to the next. Our numbers will be, at the point of contact, significantly greater. We'll have to slow down if we're taking significant numbers of prisoners, but if we're taking significant numbers of prisoners, then they know they can surrender, which is probably for the better, because if they know they can surrender, then they're more likely to. Yes. So it's good to know. People with their back up against a wall will fight, but if you don't put their back up against a wall, and apparently there is actually a literal wall. Good thought. So yeah, pincer movement, but I think possibly we need to head of the snake this as well.
Should we make a sign?
I think it's probably easy to just shout.
Okay, Jude will shout. Jude is very good at making noise.
Head of the snake, you saying we're going for the captain of the bandits?
Well, yeah, Phil here says he reckons the main bandit leader is probably going to be in, he's identified the camp they're in. Apparently the third along from the left. Yeah, the largest. I reckon he's probably right.
We know for a fact that he is. I was able to talk to some of the bandits, and that's where their leader is.
Amazing. Do you know who it is?
It's... Yes. Frey Meriden.
Frey Meriden. Okay. Good. Good. So,
is that bad?
I mean, only that she's, well, it's just that
that we know.
It's good that we know. It's good that we know who we're dealing with.
You have a line in your face, like a frowny line.
Frey is a dangerous warrior. That's my primary concern. I was going to send in a platoon, but then she looks at you and says, well, look, I saw you guys handle yourself at the gate and dealing with that group who were attacking the watchtower. Could I ask you to lead the head of the snake situation?
I almost killed Frey once.
What? You fought Frey Meriden before and lived?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm a white mighty warrior. I don't see why you're confused.
I'm just impressed because she's deadly. I've heard of her prowess. Never fought her myself. Well, yeah, you must be deadly as well. Amazing. Then, yeah, if I could ask you to take that particular encampment while my men and women take the other flanks. Riffin, Riffin, you lead the left. I'll lead the right flank, and these guys head up the middle. Sounds great. If you wait until after we've begun our attack, that'll draw off most of her bodyguard. And then you can take the middle with relative ease.
Know now, and I'd like you to bring this to the attention of those who are about to partake in this attack, this pincer movement, that anybody who hurts somebody who has surrendered will be speaking to the son of Lazarus.
Noted.
Personally.
Noted. Yes, ma'am. And he stands bolt straight and she says, pass the word. It is a valid point, and firstly, I don't want more bloodshed, and secondly, than is absolutely necessary. And secondly, if we let them surrender, then they may well. And Garb says, right you are, mum. And he heads off. And you never see him again. Because he's very stealthy. He's a stray.
Not filling any more gaps up for us. Fucking Garb. We're going to find that guy in Aldaheart for sure.
Yeah, that's it.
He can come on Spar Day.
All right. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's begin the pincer movement.
You do that.
I've always wanted to be a snake.
I
Okay.
don't think that's... No. It's not exactly how it works. I think we're the head of the attacking force, and the snake is...
we're the snake.
You would be the chest of the bull, and the others are the horns.
What?
That doesn't make any fucking sense. Shut up, Phil.
Fuck
off, weren't you supposed to be doing something?
Feels like, oh, fine, I was just trying to help.
Minor illusion of a bull, and the horns going like spider mandibles, like.
Actually, he wouldn't have said that at all, because he would have said, "No, you're the head of the stag beetle, and we'll be the horns of it."
Oh.
We're the stinger of the scorpion. The scorpion's got pincers, and
That's
we're the
better. I
stinger
like that
goes-
analogy better.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
good.
the pincers. The pincer move. Wow. Trish,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
well done.
Good
There we
work.
go.
Brad.
Yay.
Yeah, Phil, listen to Trish, you dickhead. Clearly, it's a
Right.
fucking scorpion. Fucking
Bull.
bull
What
with
sort
you.
of a bull has
Bull with a
pincers, Garb?
chest.
You don't even know.
Don't be mean
Fucking-
to Phil.
Fucking Phil.
Phil, I'm sorry. I speak for all of us. I'm sorry.
I'm just discounting that this hatch has adjectives. Unless you want to be very specific with me and say this
No,
is
no,
actually
no.
happening.
No.
This is funny, but this
It's
is a
fine.
real
Phil's
world
gone.
that
Phil's
Phil
gone.
will take offense at.
Phil's gone.
Okay.
No, Phil. Just bitching behind his back because he's.
Fucking Phil.
Fucking
Yeah.
Phil.
Weird
Okay.
voice, Phil.
You do that. You proceed back. Riffin takes a little less than half of the total force off to the left flank, where Claire takes the bulk of the people to the right. Claire, before she leaves, says, "On my signal, unleash hell."
Okay.
90 yards stare.
Yeah. And you can see the fireflies dancing in his eyes again, nevermore. Phil will remember this betrayal. Phil, notably, goes with Claire.
We'll fill him with spite.
Okay. Yeah. So the camp that you are looking at is significantly larger. It is it's hard to make out from the outside what it exactly contains, but this one has, rather than one entrance, it has two. It seems like the path was designed to a pathway was designed to move between it. You can see a cart parked by one entrance, and the watchtower is sort of behind the palisade around at the other entrance. You can see a map hatch on watch in that, and on the cart at the door, you can see at one of the gates, you can see another match who is sort of standing watch as well, whose head can just make over the palisade on the back of the cart that they're in. So the cart is serving as almost a second watchtower, but it's angled in such a way that it could be used to block the entryway, serving as an impromptu gate, which is interesting.
Okay.
So how do you want to approach it? You've probably got a couple of minutes before the attack begins, and you could stealth closer and thereby be less at risk of taking long-range shots from the sentry. Or
yeah, look, you said there's two entrances. One of them has both the cart and the tower. Is that what you just said?
No.
One has the tower, one has the cart.
The tower. Yeah.
Okay, got it. So we could arguably get closer to the wall if we approach the one with the cart, because they have not got as good a view over the wall.
Yeah. Definitely.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
However, the cart would provide cover to you as well.
Yeah.
But the one in the watchtower would have a view of you almost until you reach the wall.
Does the cart look like it has anything useful on it? Is it something that might be loaded? Yeah, if it's loaded with stuff. I mean, potentially that might be what we want to try and hold at near the cart, and then once we make sight of Frey, then we can foray into Frey.
You can enter the fray.
Yes.
I don't.
Well, don't actually. That would be
Yeah.
a bit weird.
Yeah.
My sword, yes. Nevermore.
Yes.
Could you use the Prestidigitation spell on me, please?
And what would I be doing with the Prestidigitation spell? Don't worry about it. We'll go over that once we have some food at some point in time. What do you want me to do with it?
Jude would like to look like Jude again, please. So that he recognizes me when I attack.
Yes, but I will. So while we're assessing the situation, I'll just prestidigitate and mend.
Sure. You repair the rents in Jude's clothing and clean Jude up. Yeah. The black marking around her eyes is gone, and she is very clearly Jude. Jude Mumblepatch, or whatever it was. Potato sack.
Trish,
my disguise.
Would you like to make the first attempt to get closer towards the cart, and then we will come in one by one towards you to meet you at the cart or closer to the cart?
Good idea to me. Easier to stealth if it's one at a time.
Yes.
Alrighty. I creep forward toward the cart.
Stealth check, please.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Nailed it. Yeah. You can get pretty much right up to the wall. Back against the wall. You cannot be seen by either. I'm actually going to put you on the map now. Well, I'm going to show you guys the map. And
we on the map.
So if you want to put yourself on the map, Trish, that is the encampment. You would be here. I'm pinging it for you. There. Right there.
Oh.
Yeah. So you are all approaching from that direction. To the left-hand side, you can see the left-hand side as you are approaching. You can see the watchtower, and looking to the right hand. And the watchtower about a quarter of the way around the encampment, if it is a rough circle, which it is the second gate. But Trish is right near the first gate, which is if you were looking at the map and it's a clock dial, the second gate with the clock tower, or you can just look at it on the freaking stream.
Yeah, they're all looking at it now.
There you are. Yeah. 6 o'clock is where the watchtower is. You are coming in from a 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Trish, you have successfully stealthed up to the wall.
Okay.
What do the rest of you do? Do you want to wait until the attack begins? Because where Trish is, she could be taking cover. When you are expecting some of the people in this camp to run out when the attack begins. That's kind of what the plan is. You don't want to storm in and keep them all locked in there fighting you. You want to bleed off a few of the people, because this is a bigger camp. You would reckon probably 30 people could sleep in here.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Guys,
Yes, Jude?
do we have any spells or anything that could block the other exit?
Not a big one.
Unfortunately not, Jude. I don't really have anything that can do that.
Jude, you would be able to... Can I get an intelligence check from Jude? It's not a particularly high DC. Don't worry. I just want to...
Do this.
Tree branch is the sword with the lowest skill requirement, lower than a bronze sword.
Intelligence. Do, do, do.
Do, do, do.
Do, do, do.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Fitting.
Yeah, you can't really see anything that you could think of to do that. Nevermore, it does occur to you that if the watchtower seems reasonably solidly built, but if you manage to knock it over, it would block some of the exit.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not an awful lot that I can do magically to do that.
Unless you used a fireball to knock out one of the legs.
Firebolt. Everybody's saying fireball. I don't have fireball yet.
I'm sorry. 5. Stupid.
Damn all of you.
The difference is so minor. Yeah.
So, there are 2 exits. Trish is near one of them. Let's just wait a while longer, but I wouldn't be against the idea of moving slightly around towards this kind of, if you're seeing where I'm pinging.
Sure. Yep.
Here. So, if Frey comes running out of this gate, we can intercept.
Take her out. Yeah, all right. So, are you going to pair... send another person up with Trish, possibly, and then 2, so maybe boys and girls, or do it some other way?
We should go ranged and close. So,
Jude is not
Trish can
very
shoot.
stealthy, but Jude is quite stealthy in your backpack.
do you want to wait here with Helvig, and I'll make my way up towards Trish? And then you two can keep an eye out for Frey. You know exactly what Frey looks like, don't you, Jude?
Yes.
Yes. And if you see Frey, as loud as you can.
Ooh, okay.
Okay?
I've never thought of my ocarina as like a
Battle horn?
a war weapon.
Yeah.
All right. And if we find her and spot her, and it's right to do so, I will shout out, "She's here!" But I just whispered that, obviously.
Yeah.
Anyway, good luck.
So you leave the not stealthy pair to stealth up, and then you
Correct.
stealth up yourself on the other
Yes.
side.
I will
gonna-
attempt to stealth forward.
Very well. Make a stealth check, nevermore.
Very good strategy.
Might actually be better, Helvig, if you and Jude wait to approach until the thing has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I take a while.
Nevermore,
it's
you do
happening.
very well. You
While
can
it's
stealth up to
happening.
Trish.
It's like, while it's happening, I'll take the time to. I don't know if I can do it, but I'll try and use Druidcraft to kind of like grow vines around my quills, so maybe I'll just look like a thorny bush if I curl up.
With incredibly silver thorns.
With incredibly
You
silver
are
thorns.
welcome to. Do you want to? Are you trying to? Like, you're not rooting yourself to the ground.
No, but
No.
I am considering being the thing that blocks a passageway.
Oh, okay. Sure. So people would struggle to get past you without getting spiked.
Stabbed.
Helvig
Yes.
looking like a bougainvillea.
Bougainvillea.
Bloody bougainvillea.
Yeah, you can use Druidcraft to put some. I mean, I'm going to be
Or
honest.
just slap fucking trees on it.
Roll me a
Shrubs.
I don't know, deception check.
Can I help?
I don't know. How would you go about helping to make Helvig look like a bush?
Jude is really good with disguises.
That is technically true.
Yes. So Jude finds mud and like little leaves and individually sticks leaves to Helvig, and slowly but surely he becomes a bush.
Can you get a dex all right, yeah, Jude, firstly, can I get a dex save?
Dex save?
Yes,
Save?
please.
Why?
It's not a very high DC, don't worry, but you are
Oh,
dealing
do
with an
not be
extremely
stabbed by
spiky. Yeah, you're fine. You don't injure yourself in any way by all of these perforations you're trying to do. Give him a moss mustache. A mustache? And now a deception check, Helvig, with advantage, while you and Jude try to make you look like a bush.
Oh no, you're laughing. Are you concerned?
Me? No.
Oh,
I'm
that's
giving
right.
up.
You laugh when you get upset or whatever it is.
22.
Nervous.
Oh, wow.
Pair of 22s. Okay. You
Jude is
do.
really good at disguises.
Yeah. The trick is there's only so much you can do to make a hedgehog person look like a bush.
Yes.
But as far as it goes, in the dark, somebody who can't see in the dark might think, perhaps, if you lie on the ground and curl up, that you are an irritatingly unfortunate placed bush. Perhaps. In the dark, maybe.
I just
Okay.
like to think that.
But
you
it's
just,
worth
like,
noting
curl
that
up.
they wouldn't try to run through you.
Yes, of course. How do I
You're
look?
not just going to get someone spear you.
I think you
Just
look like
lie
a
in front of the
walking
cartwheel.
bush. Like a bushman. Like
See?
like a hedge bush.
Fish.
A
Yeah,
hedge.
a hedge bush.
Yeah, hedge bush.
I don't know if you do tactics. Is that a good idea? Me just like walking up as a thorny bush?
I think it's a brilliant idea. I think you're really smart.
Okay.
Is Helvig blushing?
Yes.
Is Helvig glad of the dark? Yeah, great. So, because I don't want to
No,
let this
we will.
rattle on forever, ever.
Yeah.
You hear from both sides. It starts out on the right-hand side, quite a distance away. You hear a horn in the distance. It is it would have been carved from a seashell. It's got like a conch. And you can hear like a hunting horn in the distance, and about 2 seconds later, another one on the left-hand flank comes up as well. In terms of the map, this was actually be north and south rather than east and west, but just orientation-wise. And then it starts out as a sort of a discordant shouting, but it becomes something of a roar, as in the you can't really see it in the distance on the right hand side, but on the left hand side you can see about 70-80 people, mostly on the left flank. It's about 50-50 perch guard and humble folk, bird folk, just regular folks, militia, and of Aldaheart streaming out of the trees, attacking the bandit camp that Trish first stuck her nose into. You can see Riffin at the front. He's got his sword out and his shield on his arm. He is not running like the rest. He's striding quickly and purposefully. He's at the vanguard, but he actually led a group of bird folk in a glide out of a tree. So sort of a flying charge, and he has landed at the gate and stands there, and you can hear him yell. You can hear him absolutely bellow, "Lay down your arms and you won't be hurt. If not, come and face my blade." This cry is taken up along the entire frontage. The camps come alive. The one you are looking at, Trish, you can hear it in the ground. You can sort of feel it in the ground, the vibrations of all these people charging, and you can hear the camp behind you stirring. Jude, Trish and Nevermore, that was. Jude and Helvig, you can see in the distance, it's not like more lights come on, but the watchmen on the towers are looking around and shouting warnings into the camp. Less than 30 seconds after this happens, a group of 15 warriors, a combination of humble folk, mostly Mapatch, Servan, and Vulpin, run out of the gate that you are not standing near. The one that Trish and Nevermore are not standing near. And less than 10 seconds after that, another 5 or 6 head north. Head to the right flank, out the gate that Trish is standing right next to. Trish, do you do anything when they head out? The closest to you is probably no more than 10 feet away as they run past, but they are not looking for you. And I imagine you are pressed up against the wall like, let's just let this happen.
I think I just let him go.
Yeah, you don't take any out as they run past.
No,
It's basically, it was what I was leaving you the option to do. Nevermore as well, like if you want to do anything.
No.
No? Okay.
In
which case, you do not see Frey being one of the ones leaving. You do, however, notice the raptor that Trish spoke to before heads out the bottom gate down towards Riffin on the left flank.
Yeah.
It looks like she's gone and talked to Frey about something in the meantime.
They're prepared.
But yeah, you don't see Frey come out. So, yeah.
I turn to Helvig. Helvig,
Yeah.
the bird folk that we spoke to was talking to Frey. Do you think they are prepared for us in there? Do you think they're waiting? I hope we're not in trouble if we go in there.
I mean, they might be ready, but is the plan to go in there and then not wait for her to come out?
I believe the plan was to go in.
We're the pins.
I'm not a tactician.
The stinger.
Right, we do the sting now.
Yeah.
But is that now?
Yes. Now. Right now.
Okay.
Meanwhile, while
Jude,
So Jude and Helvig get up and start running.
we run in,
Walking bush.
Very well.
and I'd like to repeat
Place
the
yourselves
same-
on the map, please.
I'd
From
like
the
to
bottom, yes.
the same
Yes.
thing I heard the string say.
Yeah.
Like, surrender or face my blade, but it's in a really high-pitched Rabine voice.
He said, as I recall that he said, drop your weapons and nobody needs to get hurt, otherwise come and face my blade.
Yeah. Drop your weapons and surrender or face my blade.
Love it. You do that. The person on the watchtower definitely spots you.
Good.
Can I just bring up,
Yes.
while they were having their conversation after the groups had left,
Yep.
I would have said to Trish, Are there any that we can pick off before we head in?
The
Well, there's a-
watchtower is the only one that the watchtower and the one in the cart would be the ones that it would be the answer to that question, Trish. Just FYI.
I was gonna say, yeah, there's one quite close to the gate. We could probably get him.
Yeah, I think we should.
Mhm.
We should coordinate our attack in 3, 2.
You can see him coming.
And then we hear this face my blade, and we're just like,
There goes that surprise round.
Alrighty.
so
We
yeah,
tried.
What would
make
you-
an attack?
I will allow to a surprise round from each of you on the person in the cart.
Cool.
What would you do for that surprise round? Is this an arrow and a fire bolt?
Yeah, I'm thinking that. Just duck
Yep.
around, shoot. duck
Can
back.
can I firebolt as I'm moving across to the other side of the gate?
Yes, you may.
Cool, that's what I'll do. So I'll run across and shoot a firebolt at the dude on the cart.
Yep, you do that. Nailed him.
There,
5
25
fire damage. You do that, and Sam goes, they're here at the gate. And Trish,
I duck around and I shoot an arrow towards him.
14 just hits as well. Yeah,
Wunderbar.
roll me some damage.
With that
Oh.
sweet sneak.
It doesn't need this. It would get the sneak, but it doesn't need it. You get him. He drops. He is just in the midst of calling out his warning as he takes an arrow in the back and drops to his. Well, it just sort of collapses onto a stack of crates that are on the cart, and you see the Mapatch in the other watchtower shout, "Sam, no! They're here too!" And we will roll
Sam.
for initiative.
What's that?
Fucking
It hurts knowing their names.
I was just thinking that.
It doesn't.
Then I shouldn't let you know that the one in the watchtower is called Lisa.
Well, Lisa, prepare to meet your maker.
That is some cold
savage.
stuff.
That is cold as
Escape my
fuck.
blade.
What the hell?
So yeah, don't forget to left click, shift and left click on your token when you roll the thing. Otherwise, it won't come up in the list. So I have a
always
Nevermore. I
forget
have a
to-
You just
Helvig.
click. You just need to click the token, and the bubbles come up.
I have a Trish. I am looking for a Jude. There we are. All right. We are Trish first, then Emma. One of the three around the campfire. But I'm going to actually call it there because this is a reasonably long fight and we don't have time for it now. So yeah, we will call it there and we will do this next session. It's not Lisa's birthday. If her present is an arrow or possibly a fireball, then yeah, it's her birthday. But otherwise, it's not her birthday.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
You said that so terrifying, Helvig. Happy birthday, Lisa.
No, I thought he was being Private Phil Garp there.
No, that was Helvig.
Yeah. I thought he was being Garp because the voice was really deep, you know?
Not all hedges.
Or Strig. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for playing. That was a great session. Really good. So, we're going to do our favorite moments. Going around the table. I'd love also favorite moments from chat. Chat, did you enjoy the session? It's tense. It's exciting. Thank you very much for the gifts and the rerolls and the net 20s. It's very nice and exciting, and they're definitely gonna need them as the boys and girls take on the people in this campment while the larger battle goes on around them. It's kind of fun to do. Right. So yeah, favorite moments. Who would like to begin? Who would like to tell me their favorite moment of themselves? That is where we will start. All right, we'll just pick someone at random.
Oh no! Dun dun.
I mean, all right. You know what? I'm gonna roll it. I'm gonna.
This is
I'm gonna
same
roll a number
energy
for
as
it.
Harrow Bar.
Boop.
Did you
We are starting with Helvig. Helvig first.
Favorite moment of myself is really shittily cheering up Jude.
I
To
thought it was
echo the
lovely.
first time Jude really shittily cheered up Helvig for the same reason.
Yeah, lovely. Cool, thank you.
Oh, I'm done.
Yeah,
Bye.
Trish, favorite Helvig moment?
I liked the bougainvillea. Just terrible plan, but I liked it anyway. It was beautiful.
It's that was weird. That was like, yeah, I want to look like a hedge. Well, you do. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Mitch, favorite Helvig moment?
I feel like it was just a culmination throughout the session of the fact that Helvig felt less and less confident with themselves today for some reason, and the actions that were being taken, it felt like Helvig was incredibly out of their element. Even just we had a plan. We're supposed to be sitting here. We're supposed to be waiting, but Helvig was just like freaking out. So yeah, that's kind of my overall thing with Helvig. Was it felt a little bit of uncertainty in Helvig tonight.
Yeah. AJ?
I love their little bromance. Jude and Helvig are like, they're becoming besties. When he like held Jude out and they had a moment.
I just love how many people treat Jude like an infant. Like,
Jude is young. Jude is
I know, but like just sort of hold. It's like I'm imagining the feet dangling as he's doing that.
Well, it's very
Like, but
awkward
Jude
to
is
like kneel down as a
absolutely.
hedgehog.
Yeah, and I really love. Yeah, well, I'll get to that. That's actually an AJ favorite moment. How old is Jude? I think 5. We're saying.
Yeah, Jude is just an adult.
Yeah,
Gerbine.
like
Yeah.
Gerbine aged differently, but yeah. So she's 5, which is an adult for a Gerbine, but obviously in that 5 years she hasn't acquired a huge amount of life experience. So while she is physically mature, she is not they mature emotionally not quite as quickly. So yeah, that's it makes for a really interesting character. My favorite Helvig moment was could see Jude and Trish not going 100% with the plan, and his uncertainty about what to do there, particularly that the way you played that moment, because you were the one who could see it, and so you were communicating this with Nevermore. You were the only person who knew that, and there was also the whole thing about, yes, we'll talk about your eyes later. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. Well done. Next, we will go with, I don't know. Let's roll another one because I don't want to pick on anybody. 2. Yeah, we'll talk about Mitch. Mitch, what was your favorite Nevermore moment?
2 moments for Nevermore today. First of all, first one that occurred was him laying down on the ground so that Helvig could talk to Jude and get closer. And just him laying there just being like, hurry up, it's getting uncomfortable down here, it's dirty. So that would be the first thing. And then secondly, I liked the fact that Nevermore, I would argue one of the first times, put his father's name to good use in the sense that he said, you will be talking to the son of Lazarus if somebody is hurt, and using that name to make sure that
People
good was
fucking
going to be
listen.
done.
Yeah, good.
I feel like that was a development for Nevermore.
Yeah, absolutely.
It wasn't the bragging, it was the using it for a good purpose, and I feel like that's just Nevermore learning and growing. Never stop learning, never stop growing, Rule 33.
Yeah, I love, let's say Rachel. Favorite Nevermore?
I really liked Nevermore's strategies because through this whole session, he was coming up with all the really good ideas of how to proceed, which is good because someone's gotta. Yeah, so that was great for me.
Yeah, good. I really liked. It was it's gone. I had it. We'll go to AJ. I'll come back.
I liked
That was it.
Jude backpack moment. Where
Yeah.
we had a discussion where you were like, "We're gonna make our own backpack."
You're gonna make your own backpack with little.
That's so
little
cute.
Yeah, that's it.
And the fact that
Peace
we're
and
so adamant about Spa Day.
That was good.
Yeah, I really like the lying down, because he's so fussy, but he was prepared to get down in the mud and potentially get himself all dirty to let Helvig and Jude have this moment was really, really lovely. The other thing was the Rule 33 or whatever it was. Yeah, always keep growing, always keep learning, which I really enjoy because obviously at some point Lazarus did stop. Certainly about something. On some issues, he did stop learning. He did stop growing. And yeah, it was my favorite Mitch moment because it's a really interesting rule for you to make up when it's actually like counterintuitive for Lazarus to have codified that.
Yeah.
And
right, he would have lost it along the way.
And this is what Helvig is not Helvig, what Nevermore is learning about his father. And yeah, generally speaking, the nuance that we'll get to Rachel in a minute, but the nuance that Nevermore and Trish particularly are really struggling with is really cool for me. Dan, favorite Nevermore moment?
I'll go with the theme like Mitch did for Helvig. And I think that's today we finally confirmed the divergence between Lazarus and Nevermore.
Yeah.
He is now stood firm. This is what we should do with the bandits. Father irrelevant. Whatever he thought of before doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing with the bandits.
Definitely.
And I'm gonna use my dad's name, like what Mitch was saying, for his favorite moment.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Rachel, favorite Trish moment? Or favorite you moment?
I liked getting to be sneaky and lie, even though I did a terrible job of it because my rolls were trash. But I've been wanting to do some lying and deception, so it was fun to finally get to do that, even if it didn't go great.
Yeah, great. I really enjoyed the recap. I really enjoyed Trish's recap. I thought it because you did it in character, and it was really I know you guys all do it in character, but it was a very Trish style recap. It was a detailed, but there was fun to it. It set the scene, it set the tone for the episode really, really well. And I think it was really
Wolverine.
The pacifist Wolverine was amazing.
That was
I
hilarious.
just love
Silver
that
the
we're
Hedgehog.
so smashed on chamomile that we didn't.
Yes.
I love the details, the little details that you picked up and retained from it. That was really nice. Yeah. Jude, AJ, what do you reckon? Favorite Rach moment?
I really liked the sort of the moral conundrum that Trish was in today, and every step of the way, when Jude and her were interacting and trying to make decisions with the group, you could see Trish's morals and her hesitation, and that was just so many beautiful moments of seeing that with Rachel and with Trish was just super powerful for her character today. I really liked it.
Oh, thanks.
Go.
I'd like to say that you didn't split the party, and that is one of the highlights for me. Was the fact that when presented with the opportunity to go and talk to Frey by yourself, you chose to come back to the party, because that could have ended incredibly differently.
Yeah. I didn't want to die, so seemed like the good call.
I'd like
Yeah.
to counter that she did split the party to interrogate people in the thingy, but I mean, your opinion, I guess. But my favorite moment is the trying to not backpedal. Like, who was this person? Oh, yeah, I was totally here.
I've been here the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love the panic in your eyes.
Yeah. So we sorry. Favorite. Who hasn't had a go at Trish moments yet? We all.
Everybody has.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Excellent. Then we shall talk about Jude. Jude, favorite Jude moment. AJ.
I think telling the leader of the guard that I had fought Frey, and then just being like, "I'm a warrior. I don't know why you're confused." She's like, "No."
It was something about the papoose, probably.
The fact that I was in a backpack when
Yeah.
I fought her, I almost killed her, and they're like, "A dirty mouse in a backpack? Are you sure?"
Fine.
Yeah, I love that. It was fun.
Yeah. That was lovely. Mitch, favorite AJ moment?
Yeah, I think it's just becoming more and more noticeable, the backpack thing, and it's not something that I, as a player, had necessarily considered an awful lot up until recently. But the fact that you are constantly in Lazarus, in Nevermore's.
wow.
Lord.
Freudian.
No, I'm Nevermore, not Lazarus. Yeah, the
that
fact
a
that
Richard
you
Gere
are
style
always in Nevermore's bag, whether it being physically in there or putting things in there or taking things out of there, and Nevermore's, I don't know, Nevermore's kind of complacent about it. Doesn't really seem to give a shit that Jude's getting in there. You haven't caused too much damage yet, so when you do, I'm sure it's going to present an issue. But that's my main thing. It's just becoming more and more of a you're riding in my backpack, and that's a thing.
Yeah, definitely.
It's because your bag is a metaphor for Nevermore's heart, and that Jude is growing in.
It
You're
turns
not
out
getting
the
in my
bag
fucking
is
bag, Helvig.
Oh,
You'll tear holes in it.
It turns
not
out the
going to.
heart is the Jude that you found in your bag along the way.
yeah.
Jude trusts you. You actually
trust
have
me?
all of you. Jude actually puts all of her money in his bag too, because Jude doesn't have a bag.
This is something that could be so easily fixed.
Well,
He doesn't need one.
Yeah, she has Nevermore's. Right. Trish, your favorite Jude moment.
I really liked the way you not so subtly reminded us about the cover story we totally forgot to use. Like, I'm a boy and it's Jude Potato Sack. Because we just fully didn't remember to. We forgot.
whoops.
I thought we were done with that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
My favorite Jude moment is really when Jude was really committed as in character as a bandit. Jude playing a bandit, being like, I will not talk, and I am edgy, and we will go talk to that person over there now.
Yeah. I think AJ's my favorite AJ moment. It's more like it's definitely Jude did it, but it was a really solid piece of roleplay from AJ. AJ is really good for dialogue, and it was the "What kind of heroes do we want to be?" line. Just fucking nailed it. Solid line. Yeah, like.
That's what it really hinges on, isn't it?
Yeah, it was amazing. That was a fantastic line. Well done.
Hers from when I asked
DM
it
moments.
if you,
DM.
Yeah.
What's your favorite moment of yourself, please?
Yeah, DM.
I'm really proud of how I kept the whole thing balanced and how I kept like it was in terms of there was an awful lot of moving parts to this one. That was so it's not really a favorite moment. It's more of I'm proud of all of the things that I kept balanced and going at the same time. All the balls I managed to keep up in the air, and the fact that so I didn't. I like this. This has been planned in that I had a particular series of combats to do. Well, there is a few bits and pieces that can be prepared for it, but more often, but particularly given how conflicted you guys all were about what you were doing and how you were going to approach it, there was just so little I could do to actually prepare for it, beyond a map and some people to put on it to have fight you maybe. That's basically all I could do. So it was entirely reactive, this one, which is why I didn't know Garp's name, because I was like, I don't know you're going to meet Garp. How the hell would I have known you were going to meet Garp and ask him his freaking name?
Good.
I just love that she fluffed up the whole, I'm now going to create a name out of nowhere, and Garp.
But
Garp!
For real, it's like, no, I picked it because I was just like, I need a soldier who is a nothing, who is meaningless and actually not integral to the story, but is sort of somehow becomes important for one particular reason, and that is Private Garp, from the world according to Garp, is a real fictional character, is an actual fictional character. That's where that came from.
X to doubt.
Haven't read it myself. Go on then, tell me your favorite bits of me, AJ.
My favorite DM moment was was definitely like rolling the ball with everything that we were doing constantly. Like your face anytime we came up with a suggestion, like turning Helvig into a bush, you're just looking at us like, all right.
You know what was going through my head when I did that though? What was going through the head was they're gonna roll really well. They're gonna stack the dice, they're gonna roll really well, and I'm gonna have to actually allow this thing that definitely wouldn't work. That there's no freaking way you can make a silver metal hedgehog look like a bush.
I don't know what you mean.
By sticking a few leaves onto the end of his quills and creating a vine that grows amongst them for a little while. This just doesn't work in any way. Fuck, he rolled a 22 twice. And on my own, like he rolled one below max on 2 dice. God damn it. Yeah, that was what was going through my head. I predicted it ages before. I was just like, this is going to be the bats with the candles all over again.
Fucking candle bats.
Dan, what do you reckon? What was me good?
What Josh good today?
What did I good do?
Yeah, what do good you?
Did I words good?
I feel like what I liked was how hard it was for us today, just all of today, like all of the decision making that we had to do to get to where we are now today was really hard and challenging, and we had to like really dig deep, and you were just around being like, yeah,
you didn't push it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
definitely. I definitely agree with Dan on that. You didn't push us into a decision. You let us make our decision ourselves, and that's hard to do as a DM, to step back and be like I really fucking want them to kind of do this, but you know, you just let us do what we did, and I think that's commendable to you for like adapting on the run after that, for sure.
Thank you.
Just to piggyback in off the back of yours, Dan.
That was
got in my backpack.
Careful, the spikes.
Good
lord. The chat had stuff for you as well.
Does Trish have one?
There's so many in chat.
Keeping the pace. When there was a lot of planning and dialogue, you held your shit together really neatly. Looking like Ryder. That is all that mattered all night. The description of the attack with the horn and the birds flying down was super cool.
Oh,
pretty cool.
yeah. That fucking, the birds just coming in out of the trees would be terrifying.
I
Yeah.
imagine they were like V formation, like
Yeah, definitely.
Josh, since you like great one-lines so much, my favorite moment is I really liked Riffin's battle cry. That was just, and the voice, the delivery.
I got it right
Loved
that
it.
time. Yeah.
Good, beautiful.
He was not a Valistay in sight. Can I Riker a chair? I don't.
Yeah, not that chair, probably.
What? Oh,
Do you
do you
not
want
know-
like?
He sits down weird. Because Jonathan Frakes has a fucked up back, and so he sits down on a chair by like stepping over the back of it every single time. If you watch Star Trek, it's weird.
Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just doing it to bait you now. We have other ones. We have other favorite moments. Generally speaking, let's go back. So as the session was great, best moments. Trish earnestly presenting the bandits as people, definitely, yeah. And it was something that I've wanted to do with this. Like I'd set out to make this it was like it's cutesy little forest animals. I want this to be some hardcore decisions. And that was really cool to actually get to present, like, this isn't cut and dried. This isn't, because my other group has just murder hoboed their way through this. Didn't give it a second thought. Murdered everybody. Didn't take prisoners. Didn't need to. Prime Gaming bridge session was great. Meeting Gup, the BBEG, was really, this early was really cool. Yeah, that's interesting. It's going to be really fun when that comes back to shoot you in the backside. Helvig, favorite moment. Yep, nailed it. Just nailed it, apparently. I don't know exactly what he's referring to, but Serum loved Helvig's favorite.
Yeah.
All right. Draco Wizard, Jude's backstories are always my favorites.
It makes me feel
Mizzy's-
sorry more and more every
Yeah.
time I hear.
Yeah,
Jude's
every like,
stuff.
oh yeah. Jude killed her mother on the way out. That's
We're never
rough.
gonna get through a session where we don't learn something about Jude that makes us want to
Awfully,
cry.
yeah.
Yes.
How Jude is as well adjusted as they are, and I'm not in any way suspecting that that's very, is really incredible. Helvig's blushing bush moment was great. Listen to Trish, dickhead. Clearly, it's a fucking scorpion.
Fucking Phil.
Phil Garb. Favorite Helvig. Yo, your voice deep. Bridge 184. I love the moment when Josh told AJ she could still do things, and she just said she wouldn't talk. The conflicting thoughts on AJ's face were great. I agree. I did love that. And AJ was like, I desperately want to do something. Favorite Jude smearing Zorro mask on herself to blend in. The emotionally charged acting by her puppet master that made the moments about her mother insanely moving. Yes. Puppet master, presumably she's referring to, Serum is referring to AJ.
Yes.
The emotionally charged acting by her puppet. Yeah, we've seen that one. Yeah. Yes, those are all valid and good points. We did love that. Long live long and get the prostate checked. Live long and get your prostate checked.
Just don't use a lightsaber.
Oh, no,
yeah, the freaking. Is that how you do it? That's
You
that's
stop it.
why they do
Use-
that hand symbol.
Yeah,
That's
it
why they
is.
do that hand symbol.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
you
the
can
That's
check.
what it's for.
prostate symbol.
You don't want to use two fingers. You
Check your
definitely.
prostate. Check your prostate. There we go.
Check your prostate.
Oh, wow. Okay. That was fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody so much for watching and playing. Thank you to the Deck of Many for being our sponsors. We get to use some of the Deck of Many from the Deck of Many, which was super cool in our last session. And we are 5% of the way to the next one. I'd like to thank producer Veg for his amazing work behind the scenes. As always, he does a fantastic job. The music's on point. The great thing, and this is a common phrase in the arts, or generally speaking, actually, if it's going really well if you don't notice it. or words to that effect. And this is it. I never really notice any of the tech that's going on here because Veg does such a good job with it.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it. It's
You
freaking
do not.
great.
He has made what could be highly stressful thing of running a game on a live stream. Really not. Beyond the first 15 minutes where I was freaking the fuck out because I was like, what am I doing? I have no idea. After that, it became super chill. Honestly, to the point where like I had the confidence 7 sessions later to really not plan anything because there was just nothing I could plan. Between Veg and these players, I just know that I have enough sort of competent people backing me up that I don't need to. So amazing job there, guys. Now, as with last week, can I get everybody to do tell everybody who you are and where else you can find them, starting with D-Rab.
Hi guys, I'm Dan, also known as D-Rab in Twitch chat and in the Roll for Damage Discord, where you can just, come hang out. I'm pretty sure it's !Discord in chat. You can also follow Roll for Damage and all the socials and watch the VODs, do all the things, and follow all of these guys when they introduce their shit next. And I'll be here playing Helvig, the 22 AC fortress that's a bush currently. The Bush Fortress. Bush Fortress.
Bush Fortress.
And see us maybe survive next week, hopefully.
Hopefully. Cool. AJ, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm AJ Winters. You can find me on Instagram, where I am going to be posting a lot more regularly now that I have a campaign starting on Thursday.
Sayeth what?
You've all got to come watch it. All got to come watch it for
so
sure.
nervous. But also so excited to be able to host this homebrew campaign on Roll for Damage that I've wanted to do for so long. I've got like school schedules and school uniforms and a school logo and all sorts of stuff that I've been working on behind the scenes. So if you're excited for this reform school with some very interesting characters, come along on Thursday night at 8 p.m. right here.
Amazing. It's going to be super excited. We've got a really great cast performing in that one. We've got Nikolai from Cerberus Ascending. We've got Karen Schlink, who is Ryland Westfall in There Be Dragons. Who else have we got there? We've got Tristan. What does Tristan? Does Tristan do other things? I know Tristan is a professional actor, but
he's a professional actor and improv artist.
If you live in Perth, he is in the Big Hoo Ha.
He's in the Big Hoo Ha. Yes, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And Ed has a podcast called Honey, I Chummed the Kids. If you want to listen to some really weird improvs and like amazing, like just random comedy, please go check that out.
Yeah, absolutely. Great. Next, we have Mitch.
What up, everybody? I just yawned, so my eyes are all red. I am Big Viking Mitch. I was playing Nevermore tonight, and it was a pleasure, as always, with these people. My shit, as Daniel so eloquently put it, is on Twitter, at Big Viking Mitch. That's where you can find me, where I just do random shit posting and share cute little things of puppy dogs and kitty cats. And maybe on here a little bit more regularly soon as well, with the a future campaign kicking in at some point. Stay tuned.
Exciting.
Thank you.
We are looking to populate this channel with so many games. We're talking about doing Wednesdays are going to be one-shot Wednesdays. That's exciting. I will be doing a Christmas-themed one nearer the Christmas times.
Potential Halloween one coming.
Ooh.
Fun.
That's in the works.
Yeah. So keep on tuning in, keep on coming back, because we've always got more games. Rachel, tell us about yourself.
Hey, my name's Rachel Fukar, and I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Rachel Fukar, because I spend too much time on the internet. I also have a podcast called A Beginner's Guide to the Occult. It's about a supernatural investigator who is just really, really bad at her job, and you should listen to it because it's fun.
It is.
Awesome. It is fun. And I am Josh the Pirate, everybody. You can find me on There Be Dragons, the podcast. It's a 5e gunpowder style D&D podcast. We do fairly big eps as well. There's 20 of them out now. So you've got a big backlog to listen to if you want to start from the very beginning, because that's a very good place to start. You can also find me on Friday nights over on Game on Australia, where I play in Producer Veg's Eberron campaign. I will be Melchizedek. Mel is a Kalistar artificer, and he is cool, calm, and collected, and the complete opposite of my other character, Scan Felspar, who is an angry pirate. So that's exciting. Yeah, then on Monday nights for the next 5 or 6 weeks, I am going to be running the Humblewood, and I'm going to be having so much fun because this group of people is epic to play with. Check out all of our other games. We've got a game on Saturday mornings run by the amazing Nova One. We're back in his original world, Tariel, for the Scales Above. Friday nights over on Game on Australia, we run the Roll for Damage game in Eberron. Thursday nights, yes, we've got AJ running her Academy of Xandar game. We've got Wednesday nights are going to be doing something soon. Yeah, we are doing D&D all the fucking time, and we bloody love it. On the screen, you can see our artwork by the amazing Brepai. She does all of the artwork for the channel just about. And I don't know, is there anybody else I need to thank? Oh yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, do all the things. Check us out on YouTube. You can find past eps on YouTube. You can find past eps also on the VODs, if you're the kind of person who watches the VODs. If not, don't worry, tune in. Check us out real time. See us in the chat. And now I'm going to hand it over to Producer Veg for a raid.
The omnipresent voice.
The ever omnipresent voice, yes. Thank you very much. I would just like to say that today's game was so full of tension. No, not sexual tension, Helvig. I'm talking moral tension.
Wait, why?
No, moral tension. The moral tension today was high, and I thought that was so, well charged. It made you guys bring out a really good performance. Fucking epic. Good job. Today, however, we're going to pass on the love in the format of a raid, like we do on the end of every episode, to a new friend of Roll for Damage. Someone who has been on Roll for Damage once before. He's a new friend of mine, and I enjoy him, or his stream very much. His name is Townie.
Hey!
He's currently playing, and I've got no idea what this game is, Phasmophobia? No idea. Phasmophobia? No idea what it is. Absolutely.
Somebody who's afraid of Captain Phasma, obviously.
But it looks to be a horror game.
From Star Trek.
Star Wars.
Yeah. From June, right? The Spice Wars.
Lord of the Rings, guys.
You know who I really like? I like Captain John Luke Riker. That's my favorite person in the War Treks.
Don't provoke me.
War Treks. Ooh.
I didn't even know this was such a big deal for you.
It's cool.
It is.
My favorite Jedi is Magneto.
No, it's Malcolm Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds is in Star Trek?
Yeah.
Totally.
She's dying over here. We need to go. We need to go.
Alright, we're gonna go right down.
You know where you live, some of you, okay?
She does know where I live, and I live quite close to her.
Jump into that raid.
Right.
Smash your favorite raid emote. Get your R4Ds if you subbed. And we will see you guys next stream.
See you next time.
Bye.
47 Raiders. Yeah. Gandalf and